back.
Yes. Hello and welcome to the Shower Productions Anime Podcast, episode 12. Yay!
Thank God someone's
Yay.
keeping count. I lost track.
Yes, someone is keeping count, thankfully. It's not me, though.
Oh,
I just read what they put in front of me.
What's in front of you?
Nothing of quality.
Oh yeah, me too. Man.
So I am Matt, if you didn't know, and everyone else, please introduce yourselves.
I'm Carlos.
I'm Tanner.
I'm Ramiro, and Tanner's trying to get a pug.
Hey,
He's
Yeah,
trying to
that's-
get a pug as we speak.
it's a good dog.
We're all
He
starting.
and Carlos are in raid for Pokemon Go.
They decided to do it
And we'll give
beforehand.
you a little update about how it's going as we progress. But yeah, how is everyone other than that?
I'm doing good, pretty good. Just watching other animes. You know, it's pretty good.
Yes.
Besides the one we're about
Yes,
to review.
Queen.
Attack on Titan.
I ain't no queen. I'm
That's
a
what I'm
man.
doing.
Okay.
Man.
Okay. Jeez, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
I'm I just
He's
wanted to
offended.
try to be funny.
Oh, it's okay. You were very funny.
Thank you. Thank
Where
you. It
is
was
he?
jokes.
He was. Don't worry.
We're going to put a laugh track in right there.
Yeah, you get
Just for you.
You beat up that poor defenseless dog, so you can force it into servitude.
No, but
for you.
I did start watching.
I'm
Attack
going
on
to transfer
Titan.
it for candy.
Ah,
No,
I'm
the
a
first
pug.
season. I never
Really?
seen it. I never seen it before.
You really?
Yes.
where,
no
where are you
kidding.
at?
Well, I just started season 2. And pretty much I saw the Beast time for the first time.
Ah, okay.
And he's all, no, nice technology you got here.
I thought you were going to say something else. I don't know if I can say that. Oh, I guess it's explicit. Nice tits.
We are not a children's podcast. It really depends on what episode, what our rating is.
Yeah.
Honestly,
No, but like,
sometimes we get pretty bad. Other times it's pretty not.
I just gotta say one thing, man. You know, like, I think I told you this how I felt about Annie. Like, you know how they made her look like a big nose, like German-esque thing. And then whenever they found out she's a Titan, they're like, make her all pretty and everything. I was like, what the heck?
What? They didn't make her nose bigger?
No, they shrunk it.
He's talking specifically about the shot when they're down in the tunnel and they're confronting Annie, and she does that like Joker-esque laugh,
Yeah.
and the shot makes it look very, very pretty. She's always been pretty. It's just they like to emphasize and not emphasize things.
And like, it was just funny because it's just like, if you show me a gif of that, and I would think, oh, it's happy times. Like, happy things are going to happen. What's
It's
going
happy
on?
time.
It's happy times.
And
It's pizza time.
Pizza time.
Pizza time.
Yeah, so today we have a little bit of an announcement. We are going to Anime New Mexico,
which is located where?
which is located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It takes place March 18th through the 20th. We are doing
Yeah.
2 panels. The first is our Heaven and Hell panel, which will be Saturday at 9 p.m. And forgive me, I can't remember the panel room. There's only 2.
B.
So you won't be too lost
A.
either way. And then Sunday we're doing a panel for the first time called Square Up with the Music, and that'll be Sunday at 3 p.m.
Should we give a little description about him, or
I can read it.
or do you want to read? The Carlos.
Yeah,
just,
it's a mystery. Look at
Look
the
into it.
website, and
The
they'll have
brochure.
it there.
just all just no, just.
But,
just
yeah.
one's a debate and one's knowledge. Just all I'm gonna say.
Well, if anyone is listening to this and you're going to New Mexico, please come by. And
Yeah, hit us
It's the
up.
first time this convention has happened in New Mexico. It's the first anime con in New Mexico since Kanji Con at the end of 2019. So it's been a while.
Yeah, no, but
Been a while.
I was a panelist at a con.
in New
Actually, not too
Mexico-
bad for us because
Yeah.
we did panels back at Salvaton. It's
Well,
just
in New
in our home
Mexico.
state.
home state of New Mexico.
But
the land
Home
of
state of New York.
Yeah, home state of
for
New Mexico.
Home state of Nevada.
2019. It was KanjiCon 2019, and poor KanjiCon is dead as far as I know.
Is New
Yeah.
Hampshire a state?
Is New Hampshire a state?
Yes.
Yes.
It's right next to Vermont. In the city of Vermont. I mean, in the state of Vermont.
You
Okay.
speaking Dutch over there? It's like, we're speaking about Dutch.
That was like
I guess-
Italian. I don't know what you mean.
I could speak Spanish.
Loradosh and Medina Shane?
That's better.
Yeah,
you
I know.
I just think of gold members. So
Like, somebody I know,
love
a friend of mine sent me
gold.
something like that today. It was weird.
All I know is that I think it's Dutch or Sweden that I think Americans like their hot dogs in cans. Or in
Canned
jars.
wieners?
A can of wieners.
I can't remember.
Back to anime.
But yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
We're going to Anime New Mexico. Hopefully, we'll see you there, and hopefully, it's a good con that runs well. And
I mean,
we'll give you an update after
mean,
the fact.
I
We'll
went
do a
to one of
post,
Review.
yes.
We'll
I mean, I
definitely
went to one
review
of their cons.
Uh-huh.
The people who were running it because
Yeah.
they were in the one in Lubbock that last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember you going to that. It's
It
like
was-
fandom events is the
Yeah.
people who do it.
yeah, it was good. It was good. I mean, it was pretty good. But I was only there for a day, so I didn't really full grasp it. But like Patrick, fully grasp it,
Firmly.
firmly grasp it.
Fully understand and
The
comprehend
lid.
it.
The
The
lid.
Eggman,
The lid.
the
lid,
the lid, the lid, the lid, the lid, the lid. All
Okay.
right.
Anyway, on to the subject of this episode.
I forgot.
Well, don't worry, because whatever this episode is titled is not actually the subject. I'm sure you clicked on this episode seeing I was reviewing the new arcs of Demon Slayer, but in reality, we're going to review High Guardian Spice.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Wait,
didn't
you're supposed to
watch
watch
So
that?
I did, so you're just gonna get to hear about it.
Oh, I'm actually.
Here we go.
I'm curious. I want to hear this.
The high quality series of High Guardian Spice.
Is that the one Crunchyroll anime that they got Google Images in their anime?
I'm lying, by the way. I haven't seen it. And we're not reviewing it.
I was looking forward to that. How dare you tease me?
All I've known so far is that most people do not like it. I haven't seen it, so I'm not really going to comment too much about it.
I mean, I already knew that, but
But
I wanted your
it's
specific
kind
opinion.
of it just stuck in my head because I remember like that trailer dropped and
Mhm.
everyone was mad about it. No one liked it, and then it went completely silent, and then it was just like silently released, and now the internet has seen it, and now they're talking about it, and apparently even like the crowd it's more geared towards and targeted for says we don't like this either. It's just not very good quality.
Oh, and Ramiro, the anime platform you're talking about, it's called Monopoly now.
It's not Monopoly.
It's not a monopoly. Hush.
I know. I'm
It's
joking.
not.
Hush.
It's a good thing, actually.
Crunchyroll.
Oh.
See, that's the thing that another, I guess, breaking news is that Funimation is now more officially merged with Crunchyroll, even though they announced that like a year ago. So it's not like it's new.
Well, it takes forever.
Yeah, it's just now, and then I don't agree with the idea of
Mainstream
people
knows now.
saying, "Oh, it's they have a monopoly on the anime industry in North America." It's like
No.
they got a big chunk of it, but it's not a monopoly. Netflix is still
Mhm.
in anime; they produce their own. Hulu,
Yep.
Amazon,
High
Sentai
dive.
is still there.
High dive.
Discotheque is doing cool things because they're
California dubbing
producing
company.
It's anime.
older animes and dubbing them. So it's like they are the biggest, but they are not a monopoly. That's like saying Walmart owns a monopoly on grocery stores.
They do.
Anime.net.
They don't. There are other grocery stores.
Farmers.
Go
Country
anime.
Market.
.com.
And Albertsons.
Jigs.
Carlos looks
No,
so
don't
happy.
tell them. No, you know what needs to know.
Google.
Google.
Anyway, sorry for that little joke. We are
Watchanime.com.
reviewing- Well, I guess what is collectively known as season 2 of Demon Slayer, but is actually
Album. Broken
the
into
Mugen Train arc and
Yes.
the Entertainment District arc.
The Red Light District arc.
Well, they didn't want to call it that, so it's just entertainment.
Holand.
So,
Or
Or no,
um,
Hotown.
I thought
Hotown's
those ladies
better.
were just giving them massages.
Oh yeah, no, they're just making them. They're helping them have a good
And
time.
then the guys go,
like a walrus?
yeah.
Oh boy.
They go,
But and usually before we start talking about a series, I like to give some facts about the series.
I love facts.
what facts
Well,
you
the
got?
problem is that we already did the
There's
first
no-
season of Demon Slayer,
there's
so
no
all the
facts.
facts they would usually use have been used,
But this is this year.
and it happened this year, so it's not like you're going to be really enthralled with the
Oh.
hearing about what movie or song was popular because it probably is popular right now.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
No way.
Number one grossing film of the year.
Yeah, for 2021, which just started coming out on. So
Should we
there
talk
you
about
go.
world news?
I have
No.
I have
no,
al-
I think everybody talks about that.
I have alternative facts. And I figured, what would be something cool to do? And it's like, let's do some facts about the Taisho era.
because
I'm-
show era
Because
secret.
I'm a bit of a history nerd as well as an anime nerd.
I'm-
so I thought,
I welcome anything
No.
that'd
you
be
got.
something cool to do. Thank you.
I love
Don't you know it's hip now? It's cool.
I thought I was going to talk about cars, but okay.
Okay.
Talk about how Japan got
So
the best.
Got
the
giraffe heads on
Taisho
my-
era is measured from July 30th, 1912 to December 25th, 1926.
Ooh.
Taisho means great righteousness.
So what? They had a cleansing, or
Well,
Is it the Renaissance?
not well. It
sounds like
but
it.
Do you guys know
Ew.
how in Japan the eras are named? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I'll educate you, Carlos. Thank you.
We got the roaring 20s.
The
the
era
pressing
in Japan
30s.
is named after the emperor, and the emperor, when he's born, will have a name, and when he ascends the throne, he receives a new name. So Emperor Taisho became emperor, and that made it the Taisho era, and he took the name Taisho.
So you tell me that fool was only alive for 6 years?
Well, no, I'm getting there.
No, he's getting there.
The Taisho era was named after Emperor Taisho, who was known for shifting the political power from the old oligarchy group of elder statesmen to the imperial diet and the democratically elected parties. He often suffered from sickness, having caught meningitis at the ripe old age of 3 weeks old,
Meningitis.
and having poor health throughout his life.
That makes sense.
He married at 21 years old and had 4 children, the youngest of which actually survived until 2016.
Really?
Ooh.
Yes.
The year I graduated.
He ascended the throne at the age of 32, and he died at the age of 47.
Oh.
He is sometimes called the first Tokyo emperor because he was the first to live his entire life in or near Tokyo.
Okay.
Like the Meiji era before it, the Taisho era was full of change for Japan on the economic scale, technology, world politics.
It's full of secrets.
The Taisho era encompasses all of World War One.
Yeah.
And that's a bit of facts about
Just wait a minute. When did he die again?
He died in 1926.
Okay.
Rolling
So
20s.
the person who came after him was part of the empire that led the.
Yes.
The next war.
Hirohito is his son.
What's the era? What's that era
Hirohito.
called?
No, it's the Showa era.
Showa.
Yes.
Showa.
I think so. That
Showa
sounds right.
Productions.
And to give you, usually I like doing the song in the movie.
Uh-huh.
So I figured, what was the number one song on the first day of the Taisho era? Yeah. So the number one song on July 30th, 1912, at least in the United States, as far as I can tell, was That Haunting Melody by Al Jolson.
Hmm.
And I went and listened to it, and it's a guy singing a song about the time he listened to another song.
I'll listen to the song.
And a little bit
That wasn't
about Al
singing.
Johnson, because I went down a bit of a rabbit hole. He was a star of The Jazz Singer,
Yeah.
which is popular and I've heard a lot about because they like to say it's the first talking movie, which isn't exactly true. And here is an exact quote of what it actually is. It is notable as the first feature-length motion picture with both synchronized recorded music score as well as lip synchronizing singing and speech in several isolated sequences in quotation marks.
Charlie Brown.
Al
No.
Jolson is also known, more so now as opposed to then, as the King of Blackface.
Why we gotta talk
Say
about
that
that?
again?
Yeah.
The King of Blackface.
Who?
Al Jolson, who did that Haunting Melody, which is the number one song on the first day of the Taisho era. So theoretically, Tandro and all the gang could have heard the song maybe at some point.
Oh, I listened to the song.
Kind of became known as the King of Blackface because he did it a lot. He also did it in The Jazz Singer as well. Because that is the story of a guy who his parents don't want him to get into showbiz, and he does anyway. And one of his first gigs is wearing blackface at a club.
I like to sing it.
I like
Like to
to
sing
sing
about
that
the
kind of
moon
thing
and
that
the
you're
Juno.
imagining.
I love
So
Not the
yeah,
Springer.
that was just like an interesting little thing that I found there.
You have to sing about your Muna and your
and
Juna
I-
and the Springer.
I tried to see what the number one movie on that day was, and there's like no clear-cut answer because the records just weren't kept very well, and like the movie market wasn't what it would become.
Booming.
Yeah.
So I looked just like at notable movies to come out in 1912 in general. The first film adaptation of Les Miserables came out. It was actually the
Ooh.
first part of 4, which was the whole story. The movie From the Manger to the Cross, which was one of the first very popular telling of the life of Jesus, which was shot on location in Egypt and Palestine, which was kind of a big deal, I felt, for 1912.
Yeah, that's a big
I'm a
deal.
Springer.
One of the most popular films of the year was The Musketeers of Pig Alley.
What the heck? Is it?
Well, it's a story about a guy who got like robbed in an alley, and they're trying to catch the guy basically.
Oh Lord.
With a
pig.
grand old running time of 17 minutes
Oh, I thought it was
At-
17 hours.
at 16 frames per second.
Ouch.
That's
So that's a bit of what the world was like in the Taisho era.
I bet you that was the best movie ever. I hope they go see a movie in Demon Slayer. It'd be funny.
Yeah.
Carlos, what do you got to say?
About that whole era,
I'm a
no
Springer.
idea. Besides surprising
I
at the
thought you were
fact
gonna say
that
something like that.
I'm surprised at the fact that there was someone called the King of Blackface. I'm like,
Well, they
what
didn't
the
call him
fuck?
that then, but
King
like
of blackface.
post-mortem, when you think of like when you think of blackface in old films and on stage, this guy is usually like the first like Google image that comes up.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like,
But should he be hated for it though?
well,
Yes.
Well,
there's actually, if you go down
I'm
the
looking
rabbit
that up
hole
now.
of reading about him,
He
At
was
the
a dick.
he was actually comparatively a lot better to African Americans than a lot of other people at the time. And a lot of African Americans liked him. So take that with what you will. He's kind of a controversial person in that aspect, but you know, that's not what this podcast is about. Just a little
it's interesting.
education history.
I'm a Springer. I'm a Springer.
Okay, and with that, let's go on to Mugen Train.
Okay, I just can I say something
Sure.
about it? You know, I wrote in my notes about that the first episode. Box lunches.
Box lunches. Well, all of us here have seen the Mugen Train movie, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all watched it together.
Yes, just making sure.
Delicious.
Brandon isn't here
Tasty.
with us this time, and he was the only one who hadn't.
Oh, so
So we can kind of missed on his perspective of seeing
Brandon,
just
spoilers
the
if
series.
you're listening. Don't listen.
Tasty.
Oh,
Don't listen to this. You're about to get spoiled.
Tasty.
that spoiled the boy.
Umai.
Oh my!
Okay, I was about to say
Is they say in
Just
Japanese
please
or
this movie was the first one after the pandemic started calming down a bit, right? That we've seen.
This the Mugen Train movie was the first movie I'd seen in theaters since 2019 when it came out. It actually came here, which is rare for a movie like that to come here. And we'll get this out of the way, I guess, in the beginning. Except for the first episode of the Mugen Train arc, the series is essentially the same as the movie. There are
Yes.
little differences here, but it's really the same thing.
They're all real actors.
And I'll kind of say just now, I do feel like it was weird they chose to do this, and it just feels a bit like double dipping. It just feels a bit like we need to get the next season out. It's like, well, we'll just, we'll do something that already came out. And I do understand the idea of like, well, you shouldn't have the movie be like the continuation in between the seasons, but it's like everyone who cared and wanted to saw that movie. It's
I
very
would've
popular,
just-
very successful movie.
What I would have done.
Speaking
I
of which,
would
how
have
much did it
released-
make during its release as a movie?
it surpassed
I think it was like one of the highest anime movies of all time, honestly.
yeah, animation movies.
Yeah.
May I continue?
Yeah, you cut Tanner off there.
I'm just pulling a Ramito.
Right.
Tasty.
Somebody can look that up while I'm talking about it. But what I think that they should have done is a lot of what the companies have done in the past with movies is they use it as a way to continue the series, as we were discussing. They should have just released the first episode of the Mugen Train arc and just have it as a special OVA that happens in between Mugen Train and the first season. Have Mugen Train be its own movie just by itself, and then the Entertainment District arc. And it would have been just fine. Because I don't know why they put it in an episode format like that.
Mugen Train is the highest grossing anime film of all time. It has earned over 500 million.
Wow.
The next closest is Spirited Away, which is just under 400 million.
I was going to say Spirit Stallion of the Cinema. It's like I didn't know that was an anime.
No, but I mean, I don't know, man. They just thought, ooh, movie.
No, I'm just saying, what do you
But
think?
maybe-
why do you think
Well,
that they made it into...
Maybe because
I think that hurts the movie.
no. Well, my thing is probably they thought, oh, if they do a movie, they'll get higher budget instead of getting a series.
But think of it this way. Let's say that you're watching the series, right?
Yeah,
Why would you want to go watch the movie if it's in the season?
I don't know why do people do it for Dragon Ball Super.
That is one thing. It's usually
But
the
Super
opposite.
expanded on it. Super made it different, I would think.
They completely changed some.
I mean,
of
the
those.
art style is different.
The art style's different. Well, not in this case. Not with this season. Everything seemed very, very much the same. If they added more content to it, and
Yeah, they did.
Ex-
It's called the end credits.
yes,
opening.
The
but what I'm
Taisho
saying
opening.
is as he was saying, like you might think that you're double dipping, but I think you're shooting yourself in the foot
But you gotta think like company
because you want the
well, you
movie
gotta-
to sell. You want people to
Yeah,
buy the
so-
movie
so
and
they
watch the
But
movie.
you gotta understand.
So why would you put it in the series.
Well, which one's gonna
If
make it
you've
more
got a
money, a
movie.
movie or just the series coming out every week?
The movie, if that's the only way they could see what happened next,
Of course.
you would want people to watch the movie.
They're a company. They don't give a crap how to do it professionally. The more money they get,
Right, but I'm
they
saying
milk-
that they're not going to make as much money on the movie if they don't want people to watch it.
Well, I think to that, like
you're
the
just
movie has
showing the
made
movie
all the
again.
money it's gonna make, mostly because
I
it's
doubt
not
that.
really in
Not in-
theaters anymore.
Not in sales and other things, and people still have to
People,
carry
the
it.
people who buy the movie, like the hardcores, will buy the movie and the series anyway. They're the types who buy everything in multiple copies of it.
Fair enough.
I mean, what kind of
So
idiot
I
does
don't
that?
think it's hurt
I'm looking
them
at you.
financially for it.
I mean, what did they tell you how much it cost to make the movie?
I'll look that up. Please continue the conversation.
$10 in a
Well, I'm
paper
just
clip.
saying, but that's what I'm saying. The
But no,
companies,
it's like the only thing different was
No, I want to hear what he had to say.
Well, I just think, in a business standpoint, they'll probably give them more money in the budget to do a movie than do in
But-
the whole series.
What I'm saying is it doesn't. They just put the movie into the series. They didn't do any extra work, I don't think.
first episode.
Well,
That's
yeah,
it.
that-
Besides the first episode.
But they milk the shit out of it.
That's
what they do in Japan.
I
They milk the
guess.
shit out of products.
The,
Now, what
the
were you gonna
budget.
say?
Sorry.
Well, no, you first, and then Carlos.
The budget for the Mugen Train movie was $15.8 million.
Ooh.
Oh, they
So,
made
you know,
more than enough.
They super like I'm not good at math, but
They-
that's a good return.
That's bank. They got to pay everybody and stuff. So
I was
Carlos, what were you gonna
expecting
say?
a director's.
Well, it's anime; they don't pay anyone, don't you know?
I was expecting a director's cut version with that first episode included into the movie. It was like extended cut.
Oh, you were
Mugen
right.
Train.
but, like,
Everything's
someone
that
said,
much slower.
It felt like an OVA. And that's what the first episode felt like.
Yeah.
Like it was an
Yeah.
add-on OVA that they would just stick on something.
And I liked it. I liked it a
Tasty.
lot.
And I like that because it was new material.
Oh my!
Tasty.
And it gave a bit more like I don't.
That's what
I'm,
he said.
I'm pretty sure.
But the way you're saying it, it's just like I'm picturing like I mean they don't sponsor us, but KFC is just like tasty. Like you just say it so just like and like I just want to overlay that over Rengoku, just like tasty.
You want me to say how he says
Like
it?
he yells, it's like delicious.
He says it. Tasty.
Yeah, okay, that's a little better.
Yeah, but it's loud.
But the way you said it's just tasty.
KFC, we are open. Anytime. That or
Tasty.
KFC or KFP, whatever.
Then you bring back that glazed chicken donut.
What?
Oh,
Wait a minute. I thought it was a donut chicken sandwich.
Yes, that.
You said a glazed chicken donut.
I am
So like, is it a donut with chicken
on top of it.
crisp chicken? How do you do that? I guess it's a fried donut then at that point.
Yes.
Yeah,
But can you
anyway.
imagine if they fried it with KFC breading? Wow.
And with their spices?
We're starting to sound like our morning show. We need to stop. Get back on the anime.
Where were we? Basically,
Tasty.
the making it the arc after the movie is weird. And it's usually almost the reverse because usually they try and get an anime arc into a movie. Like I know One Piece has done that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of weird. And we are going to talk about it, but probably not too in depth because it's really, if
same.
you've seen the movie, you've seen the arc.
Yeah.
Except for the first episode, as we've said.
Watch the first
But
episode.
it's like-
you can rewatch it if you want to. It's just you
And the
can skip
opening
it.
isn't particularly impressive. It's by the same.
Lisa.
It's by Lisa who did the opening for season 1. But I think
Yeah.
that's kind of to its detriment. It just
Wait.
sounds like it's just like trying to copy the first season, and it's like when you only got 7 episodes, and I feel like you show a lot of the series in the opening. It was like,
Wow.
yeah.
For somebody that doesn't usually watch them, I liked that one. It actually hyped me up.
Of course, the one that no one cares about. The
Yeah,
one
I
you
know
like.
about it.
Hey
It
man,
was fine. It was
We're all
a good,
individuals.
solid opening, but it wasn't anything.
It wasn't the
spectacular.
best. It wasn't the best.
it was tasty.
It was
So
the
I guess we'll
best
start
of
with
the
episode
best.
1. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Rengoku, as I'll call him predominantly, because I feel like that's a bit of an easier name, is at a place eating noodles, and someone
Tasty.
else he's doing his tasty. Someone else from the Demon Slayer Corps comes in and pretty much just gives them the exposition about the train, like, oh, there's a train, people are going missing on it. Our mission is to investigate, see what's up. Okay,
We're gonna do it.
we're gonna do it. And
How's business, boss? Can't you tell?
We're losing people.
It's bad.
People don't want to come out and work anymore. I'd let go of my workers.
I got yeah.
Is this the grandma and her kid?
No, yeah, not yet. We cut to a girl who's working the bentos at a station. with the grandma, and they're like, "Oh, no one comes anymore, and we were not selling the bentos, and it sucks because mom and dad, and there's a baby on the way." And it's like, well, thank you for standing with each other and telling each other your life story so that we can know it.
Demons aren't real.
And yeah, grandma's like, "Oh, be
They're
careful of
real."
the demons." And the girl, logically, like a human being, is like, "Well, demons aren't real, grandma. Shut up."
More
I've
your
never
old
seen
wives'
one, so
tale.
it can't exist.
Rengoku goes to investigate and just, I assumed like demons are supposed to be like, you're not supposed to like openly talk about it with like normies. So he goes right to him, and is like, "Are there demons around here?" And they're like,
Nonchalantly.
nonchalantly.
Oh, because you thought the Demon Corps was like a secretive organization?
Yeah, well,
Men
they're-
in Black.
They're technically supposed to be. It's like, we do not exist. We are not part of the government. That kind
Yeah.
of thing. And of course, they're like, no, and all that. He buys the bentos.
I bought them
Yeah.
all.
He buys them all, and he goes around investigating. He actually was smart about it because at first, when he has all the bentos and he's on the train when he's not really supposed to be, the guy comes by. He's like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "Oh, I'm a vendor." And then when he goes to the maintenance tunnel where the train is, he's like, "Oh, the company sent me in to give you all these lunches." And it's like he didn't just buy them just because he's a nice guy. He's actually using them as cover,
Yeah.
which I thought was like a really clever like twist. It wasn't just he's buying them because he's so nice he can help himself and he's a foodie. It's like, no, it's like he's smart about it, which I really liked.
Nico Avocado.
He encounters the demon, or the filler demon, as I'll call him.
I'm the fastest motherfucker.
Who's just
in
like,
the
"Oh, I'm so fast."
Is it not Sonic the Hedgehog?
I'm faster than Speedy Gonzales. You feel me?
Did everybody think
and
that,
not
or is
much
it just me?
I got that impression a bit because his main color is like blue and he's fast.
It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
I thought it was Slowpoke.
I need a
Rodriguez.
chili dog. The
A human dog.
Not much else to say. What happens? What you expect? Rengoku chases him down. He beats him. The grandmother has a flashback to being staged before by someone who looks like him. He's
No.
like, "That was my father."
I just funny. I thought it was funny. I was like, man, if you thought that was the same guy who saved you 40, 50 years ago.
I don't think it was that long. I think
Well,
it was like
it's the
20,
same.
25.
It's the same cloak.
Yeah.
And they
He-
look very, very similar.
They look similar, but it wasn't.
And it
him.
made me laugh.
No,
I wouldn't have been alive, ma'am.
It was Daddy.
Yes.
That was
Daddy
my
Goat
day.
Plot twist, he never got to say what he's like, "Oh, tell him you remembered."
Mm.
Yeah. That's true.
Anyway, all else I have about the episode is like it was a nice
Spoilers.
little chapter 0. Like
Spoilers.
it's just a nice little episode.
Then he's like, I'll buy them all.
Yes, and he bought all of the bentos, and that's why when you see him on the train letter, he has all those bentos.
That's why Rengoku
uh,
bought the movie. Why they had to make the series?
God, he had that much money.
I'll buy them all. Tasty.
I was thinking about that. I was like, how does the demon? I don't know if it ever explained.
Well, I'm sure they get money for expenses. I feel like I remember that being explained.
Yeah, they get.
And
something.
he doesn't seem like super rich, but the family seems fairly well off, so
Oh,
he
they're
has
alright.
some money.
They got a cloak.
They got a cloak.
Fancy cloak.
The only other thing in this
He's a
episode
Hashira.
was the Olmec, the end thing was the interview of all the Hashira. Like, what do you feel about Rengoku? And I thought that was nice.
Yeah,
Everyone's like different ways of saying, "Oh, we like him."
I hate him.
I like when he talks to me.
You. Episode 2, and I put the first one's like back to the movie.
Do we have to go into episodes? I mean, come on,
I
man.
don't
Wait,
think
do
we
we
should
really
go
gotta
into
do
detail.
episodes, or do we just talk
Like-
as a movie?
Because like it's practically like, eh.
It's a good arc. I just
mean,
think
it's a
that
good
it's like
arc.
watch the movie. I mean, I think we should give a general overview of the Mugen Train arc and not necessarily go episode for episode. But I would like to hear what you've got, if you've got notes on them.
They're a little bit, but not too much.
Okay.
Basically, that episode 2 has the opening. He wanted to get close to the Flame Hashira because he learned about
The Sundance.
the Sundance his father did, and he asked like, "Oh, I don't know anything about that."
Yeah, you should go say hey
Sir Rengoku.
to Rengoku.
They start having a fight with Demon. Turns out it was a dream all along, and we find out that the other demon is the lower one who was
got blood ingested. in
Got
it.
blood.
got blood. He puts everyone to sleep because he's coerced these little kids. Well, they're not little kids; they're younger adults.
Tuberculosis people.
Well, not all of them are dying.
Yes, they are.
Except
Yeah.
that one.
They're all sick. That was the
No.
reason he was able to get them. They're suffering.
No, just that one.
Just that one was sick and dying, the guy with tuberculosis. The others are probably just sad and alone.
Well, yeah, they're suffering
might
in
be
some form or
orphans.
fashion, but I assume they were all sick. They all look sickly,
They could
They
just
all
be
look-
poor.
poor and sickly.
Well, I guess, usually poorness or sickness follows poorness.
They want to have good dream.
They want to get out of life. They are suffering.
Isn't it funny how whenever they meet Rengoku, they question like, "Is this really the Flame Hashira?" And then after the fights with the teams, like, "Oh God, he is the Flame Hashira."
Yep.
Yeah. It goes into Zenitsu and Inosuke's dreams, which are funny.
In those cases,
One interesting thing about it is when it goes into Rengoku's dream, it's just his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing like added. There's nothing fixed. It's like it's weird because he's like almost like he's so at peace with himself and how things are that even his dad, you would think in his dream his dad would be on the path to like getting better, but he's not. So it's almost like he feels like
I'm at
his,
peace with
his
that.
dad needs to be this way, at least for now.
Well, it's supposed to be a good dream.
Yeah.
So I would assume he's just happy being home, probably because he's not home very often.
Well, but everyone else, like it's super, everything's changed and everything they could possibly want is there.
Tanjiro wants
His
to be
family's
at
alive.
home.
Yeah.
He wants to be at home.
Yeah.
His family's
But-
alive.
but
But
Zenitsu
it's like
doesn't
nothing
give a
happened.
damn about anything.
He just wants
Zenitsu-
Nezuko.
yeah.
He wants the poon. And
Poor man.
just
Keep in
saying,
mind, you're talking about like 14-year-olds there, buddy.
is he not also the same age?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we should talk about them doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Just saying, FYI.
He wants
don't-
to get married.
There you go. He wants to hold her hand very aggressively.
Ah,
And then in those cases,
Oh my
In
God.
those cases, just him
We're
being
gonna
the
get
king of the
to
you
that
mountain.
act
subject-
like you've never been 14.
We're gonna get to that subject. Don't worry.
Oh my God.
But like that was just one thing that I thought was interesting about Rengoku's dream is that it's just a day in his life.
Inosuke's funny.
Yes. Follow me, my minions.
He just
My
wants to,
underling.
he just wants to
Underling.
kill stuff.
Come
and
on,
be-
Underling 3.
be
I'll
the
give
top.
you acorns.
Yes. Of course he's the lower one whose name escapes me.
Oh, fuck. Let me look it up.
Just
His
call
name
him
is,
you just call him General Neutral Demon.
No, call him Baby Jackson.
No, isn't it like Nemu or something?
It's
Yeah.
Baby Jackson.
Oh, Baby Jackson. Has sent the people into their dreams to essentially kill them while they're in their sleep because like you have your subconscious core and all that.
Spirit core.
Spirit core. The girl who goes into Rengoku's is about to cut it. Inmu.
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 Okay, he's
Mugen.
just a sleep demon.
Well, he was pretty cool and unique.
He's
I
like a
would say.
weird amalgam.
I'm not going to lie. I like this.
Well, he
his,
likes to make things. He
Japanese
wants to make
voice.
sure his plans.
He's got a good Japanese voice. I can't remember what his English voice is, even though I did see Mugen Train in English.
Does he
um,
have 2 blood demon arts? Or just
no.
one?
Just one.
Then how the hell did he merge with the train?
I think that's just something that
That they can do?
a lot stronger demons can do. They can merge with things.
Okay, then
I
that's
think.
that's
Don't quote me on that.
that's an
I'm quoting
ability.
you on that.
Oh,
But,
boy.
but
Yeah, especially if people.
Um,
Well,
like,
like, yeah, my buddy
his
Matt
thing
said
is-
this.
See, the thing is, he wants to do it the least way, like the easiest way possible. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what his plan is, and he has so much preparations to do things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
His
he's
whole thing is like,
he wants to
I'm
feast.
smart. I'm a planner.
he's a buffet man.
He's like,
Um,
I'm the man.
But Rengoku subconsciously wakes up and starts choking the girl.
that was funny.
Well, he's still asleep.
He's still asleep. That's why I said he's subconscious.
He must
Yeah,
have a
'cause she was
really
about to
strong
pierce his-
willpower.
Which would have,
Soul.
which would have killed him. His instincts took over that he was in danger. The only gripe I have against that is like that girl would have been dead with how hard he was gripping her and how long she's gone.
Yeah.
Especially when he's not really like holding back.
I'm
Like if he's just holding her throat to get her out of the way or something, yeah, she'd be fine for a while. Not like as hard as it was illustrated.
Yes.
that sleep
Who's doing
spell
it?
must be really strong if she couldn't have woken up from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other thing happened in this episode. Nezuko woke up and she's cute because she's small.
Mhm.
Nezuko.
Did Nezuko
Tanjiro
wake-
is in his dream and he realizes it's a dream because his subconscious talks to him about it. And then his dad, he bumps into his dad as well.
He's like,
and,
you know how to get out together, son.
And
His
What,
dad's like,
what was
"Can you say
that
that
voice?
again?"
God.
say, to be his dad again.
You know the way out of here. I don't know. How
Uh,
Okay, I thought.
It's
I thought-
like it's
you
like
know
you like
what you have to do.
you don't know how to get out here, son.
you know how to get out
Like
of
it's
here.
like half gone. Like the
Oh, well,
sentence
he's
half.
sick, he was sickly and like
Oh,
man.
you're talking about. Let me see if I can.
Tanjiro, man, you gotta get out of here.
You
You're
done
living.
Is he saying that's how it sounds like
Get out
his
here,
eye
son.
or something?
No, well, he's very sedated.
You know how to get out of here.
But Tanjiro realizes that if he kills himself and gives himself the shock of death, then he can wake himself up. So he slits his own throat. And that's how that episode ends. And I put here at the end, like, it suffers because the movie, it lends itself to a movie so well, this arc, because it's not hugely long, but it's a good length.
Yes.
And the pacing works. And for me, to give an example, it's like I like going to the movies because I can't just get up and leave. I mean, of course you can, but it's different from like if you're sitting there watching a show at your house and like, you check your phone, you pause it, you get up, you kind of walk around and you're not like focused in on it very long. You're not enthralled, at least for me. But if you're in a movie theater and you're sitting there and you're watching it, it's like, that's your world for a bit.
Yeah.
And I think that it hurts that it's segmented and it's cut. I'd like how it flowed in the movie. There was such a good pacing to it. And with the series that goes, because like, well, in credits, you only get 20 minutes. Sorry, guys.
But, Matt, what if I'm out of drink?
Well, get up and go.
No, I'm going to drink it during the movie and then get up and refill it. And then, oh, no, I'm out of popcorn.
Yeah.
I should get up during one of the most crucial parts of the movie and go get more.
We saw the Batman last night, and for whatever reason, there was just a lot of people getting up and getting down. Like,
oh,
the whole
man.
Movie.
I left my keys in my car. Let me go out and get it while the Batman fights in the climax of the movie.
I'm the Batman. That's what I am.
Alfred, I don't care. Okay. Just send them away. I'm going to put on my sunglasses, and I'm gonna do the crossword. I'm going to go get some sleep. Just do the paperwork, Alfred. Jeez.
Because I'm the Batman.
Because I'm Batman. We actually really like that movie. Next episode, episode 4. I just put the beauty of Tanjiro's soul. The kid with tuberculosis is going deeper into his subconscious.
The res.
He's just like, oh, it's so beautiful and bright.
You're showing me the way.
And like he has like little beings made of light that actually help him, like it's almost guiding him.
I love those.
It's just because Tanjiro's personality is so giving that he's even kind of accidentally helping someone kill him.
But like what was weird is in the dub, I don't know if he said that in the sub, but in the dub he's all, these must be the reincarnation of his past lives. Yeah, that's what he said.
I don't remember that.
That's what they said in the dub.
That's weird.
That's very weird.
He's all like, these are his past lives.
In the past life, he was a bean.
There's more shenanigans with Zenitsu and Inosuke in their dreams.
Yeah.
Scissor Boy. And Boar Man. Full on Boar Man.
Boar Man.
He wakes up. Tanjiro finally wakes up and starts fighting Nomu.
That after he got burned?
Emu?
Didn't Nezuko burn them?
Lower one.
Nezuko burned them, though.
Yes.
But
That's
before
a big
giving
deal.
Nezuko the well-deserved head pat.
Yes.
Yes.
After she like headbutted him trying to wake him up. He starts fighting the demon, and the demon keeps putting him to sleep. And then Tanjiro keeps cutting his neck to wake himself up, which is like a cool little sequence.
That was close.
And then for whatever reason, the demon's like, okay, I'll give you a dream where your whole family hates you. And I think that'll make you want to stay there and stay asleep because, logic.
I think he was just trying to torture him.
He was trying to hurt him, but it's like, you're not going to feel very smart.
Lies.
Oh, no, like, and then Tanjiro's just like, there's no way they would say that to me. So
Don't ever do that.
It's not a very convincing illusion. They have the cutting off his head freak out. Like, he cuts off his head, and it's like, that was too easy. And then, of course, he's like, I am the train. My body is the train. I am the train.
That's what I was.
Call me Thomas.
That's what I
am Thomas, the demon train.
Well, let me tell you. I saw that. I first saw that. I read that first in the manga.
Yeah.
And then that's the first thing I thought. I was like, I just put Thomas right there. I'm the train.
The fat conductor.
I knew.
At the end of the episode, Inosuke wakes up, and that's how the episode ends. Episode 5, it's tentacle time. Because the inside of the train starts becoming more like flesh, and their tentacles.
Jiraiya?
Oh God.
Zunetsu does his sleeping act where he's asleep but still doing stuff.
He's a badass.
When he's asleep.
At one point, of course, Inosuke jumps straight up on a moving train and comes back down where he's took off.
That's because he's so good.
That's not how physics work.
He uses his
and I
breath.
do realize that's very nitpicking in a shonen series with magical powers. But most of the time, something like that, physics-wise, they go with.
Just get away.
If he jumped up in the air, the train would like zoom past him.
He's a
he'd
demon
land.
slayer. He can do it.
He can't control how fast
Yes, he
himself
can.
falling fast enough.
Yes, he can. He
No,
used his more breath.
He fluttered down. He didn't like bullet himself down.
Mountain technique.
Mountain.
Get on train.
Anyway, that's one of my classic nitpicks.
Oh, Matt, you and
yes.
your nitpicks.
Tanjiro
Nitpicks.
keeps falling asleep.
And
Yeah.
cut himself.
And he has to keep killing himself to wake himself up, and he nearly kills himself in real life because
Yeah.
he became so blurred that he didn't realize where he was.
then
Inosuke helped him though.
Don't fall to his trap.
The only benefit Inosuke had is that the fact that he had trouble locating his eyes.
Yes, Inosuke is a bit immune to it because he has to have eye contact, and because Inosuke is wearing a mask, he can't see where he's looking.
And at this point, everybody's fighting. Try to save the passengers on the train. And the tentacles.
There's a conductor up front who was in
All of
on
it.
it because the demon has promised him,
Good dreams.
good dreams.
Good times.
And then he
the good
rushes Inosuke with like an ice pick, I'm guessing, or something. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And he stabs Tanjiro.
And
instead.
Tanjiro gets in the way. And here's my problem.
Oh
Tanjiro's
no.
a good
Oh
boy.
no.
Tanjiro and
Match me,
Inosuke
baby.
are both insanely athletic young men, and they
Yeah.
can't handle this rando. They can't just give him a toss.
I don't think that they thought he was a threat.
Well, then their instincts are very bad, and even though they've been shown to be good later,
Yeah.
it's purely plot. It's purely a
Yes.
plot device. This guy to stab Tanjiro, so he's hurt.
Surprise.
So he can learn more breathing
Surprise.
Like I
techniques.
would have been, it would have
Surprise.
been better if he was right next to them, and out of nowhere just shanked him.
Yeah.
That would have been better. Not a full run up where he screams with the thing, and it's clearly what's going to happen.
Then how
So
would
that
he,
was a bit of a problem for me.
Then how would he learn how to use his breathing technique to close the wound?
Get him hurt some other way. He's fighting a demon.
What Rengoku's like? Here's your first. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I guess lead pipe.
Now breathe.
no, control it. Focus.
The episode ends with the plane. The plane.
The
plane. It was
The
a plane.
train
It's a plane,
crashed.
people. It's a plane, not a train anymore.
And then the end credits is Tanjiro's having a dream, and it's Buff Nezuko with the big chin.
I took a picture of that.
The butt
I didn't
chin.
know when to
Which
share it
one?
because
Big
y'all
brother.
didn't watch the dang show. I've been
Wait.
I watched everything 2-3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I took a screenshot. That was toward the
And I
beginning.
told you, don't
Ugh.
watch it too early because then it might start fading.
No.
Did you watch it again? You watch? Wait. What's
So
his butt chin?
episode.
What?
What's his butt chin you speak of?
Have you not seen it?
Did you not watch it?
I did watch it.
In
I
the
love the
Olmec
butt
for that
chin.
episode, the Taisho era secret, Tanjiro's having a dream.
Oh, that one, I didn't see that.
I can
skipped
share it
those.
now.
Oh my God, you suck.
He skipped them.
You shame us, Ramiro.
You skipped them.
No, I only one I watched.
The Taisho era. secret.
Oh, that.
Hey, you got a screenshot of it too?
Yes, of course. It's Buff
And
Nezuko.
she's
Oh my
just like,
God.
oh, big brother.
I knew you'd like it, but
Onicha.
Onicha.
Sounds like a pop team epic, man.
Yes.
Onicha.
I can't believe you skipped those. Yeah.
I will protect.
Anyway, on to episode 6.
Yeah.
Uh,
I wanted to share that.
Tanjiro
weeks
is
ago.
adamant about the conductor being saved during the crash, and his reasoning is if he dies, that'll make him a murderer. Which is just like, okay, Tanjiro, I get you're essentially holier than thou, but just say I don't want him to die. You don't have to be. Oh, if he dies, then he'll be responsible for my death.
And let's see if you die. You're kind of quitting.
Uh,
But everything's okay now. We found the neck, and we did a super
yeah,
combo
they
attack
found
on
the
it.
neck for the thing, and they combined their skills. Breathe with me, Inosuke. We have to synchronize our breathing. He used sun breathing, which is a bit. We'll get more into that. Don't worry. And they cut the neck, and of course, lower one is having his death monologue. He's like, "I planned everything. I hate this. I'm dying."
And why is she working with the humans?
Yes.
Why is
And
it-
while Kanjo's lying there and he's bleeding, Rengoku comes along, who had no one on the train dies in the crash because the Rengoku used his super athletic abilities
they're
to make sure
hurt.
everyone was okay.
There's hurt
People were hurt.
Oh, yeah.
The conductor had his legs crushed, and
Well, the train straight up
Inosuke was
crashed.
happy about it. Yeah, it was crashed like
it
that.
just went.
Especially at the time with less safety measures, most people would have died
Yeah.
if they weren't there.
Yeah.
I mean, they had their seat belts.
No, they
It was
didn't.
called Rengoku.
Oh.
Fun fact: you know how airplanes have seatbelts?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They have those there not because they can really keep you safe if a plane actually crashes. They have them there so that you're in your seat, so that they can identify you easier.
What if I don't want it on and I'm alive after the crash?
Well, then
You're the
And the
you
terrorist.
got very
then
lucky.
nothing.
Because if a plane crashes as bad as it can crash, there's not going to be much left of you.
Oh. No.
That's a bit of a morbid fact for you.
Morbid.
Yes.
I got more facts.
Anyway,
morbid
Tanjiro is
facts.
lying there, and he's like, "Oh, I'm bleeding."
Jesus.
And Rengoku comes up and kind of teaches him, like, focus your breathing, focus on the blood vessel, vision it, and gives him like a little
And
lesson.
close it.
And it's a nice moment.
Close it, boy.
Close that wound, boy.
Close it.
And right then,
Taste the blood.
Oh yeah.
someone
No.
comes up. Who comes up, guys?
The upper rank demon.
Oh,
Akaza?
I know the name.
Akaza,
Damn it.
who's upper rank 3.
I thought it was a Asura.
Yeah, I thought it was Asura
It's
No.
Asuma.
from Asura's Wrath.
He
It's-
comes up and is like, "Oh, haha!" And of course, Rengoku and him start fighting.
I
Aku,
need
Aku.
you to become a demon so we can
Uh,
fight every day.
And he's like, "Oh, you're amazing, but you know, it's the same spiel that you're gonna hear probably a few more times in Demon Slayer. It's like, oh, you should become a demon. That way, you'll never get old and you'll continue to grow in power." And they're
Yeah, he
fighting.
like screams at him.
And then
about it.
Rengoku was like, "No,
Such a
that-
shame.
No, never.
Getting old is the beauty of being human."
Yes.
Kill
And
me.
I just wrote my notes. They flash stepping because they're fighting like they do a bit in Bleach. I know Bleach wasn't the first one to have that kind of fighting, but that's what I think of.
Hey, they're just so fast. You
The
can't see
end,
'em.
end of the episode, Rengoku is hit, and that's how the episode ends.
Did he win?
I hope he did.
Oh, he better win.
He won,
On
right?
to episode 7. The
I
fight
didn't
is-
watch it.
The fight is
I didn't watch it.
continu-
Did he win?
Did he win?
Did he win?
Well,
Did he win?
wait. Episode 7, the fight continues, and as you can imagine,
I think
which
he's
is the
gonna win.
hallmark of the Demon Slayer anime, the animation is great. It looks good.
Did
I
he
mean,
win, though?
like everyone in the mom
Dead.
says that. There's no other way to say it. It's just it looks
Hang
good.
on. Can we pause for just a second? Did you really just go up to the mic and go, "Damn, son, where'd you find this?"
Yeah.
Just heard it. Damn.
Wait, you want this?
Damn.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Real trap shit.
Shut up. He's like, have you seen that clip? He's
Walk
all-
with your
he's all-
boy.
Can you do it? Shut up, bro. I'm focused.
Damn. Sorry.
Anyway, back
That's
to
just a
you.
sidetrack.
Anyway,
Don't,
You were talking about the fight.
He
won, right?
Edike Rengoku starts to have the flashback of his life, and you see him with his mom. She's like, "You know why you were born stronger than others?" He's like, "No," and she's like,
Because your
you can-
hair.
You can protect the weak." And you know, it's just a little touching moment. And of course, this revigorates Rengoku, and he keeps fighting on, and he's skewered by Izaka.
Akaza.
Akaza arm, but he keeps a hold of him, and he's trying to slice to his neck, and it's very intense as you know they're screaming at each other,
And he's
"Oh,"
tensing up.
tensing up. And at that, then Inosuke, who's been watching the fight, who knew he shouldn't get involved because he can't keep up with them, was like tries to act now, but he acted too late. Really.
Wasn't that technically Tanjiro's idea?
Yeah, Tanjiro's like, now's the time.
Help him.
Go.
And he gets away because he has to get away because the sun is rising.
And he broke the sword.
He broke the sword.
Oh wait, so Rengoku won, right?
Well, in Tanjiro's rant, he declares it his victory because no one died.
Yeah, true.
But then, interestingly enough, later on in the Entertainment District, Tengen has a line was like, "The one who wins is the one who's alive."
Oh.
Just saying.
Tanjiro
Tanjiro has a big rant as he's running away. He's like, you know,
You're a coward.
You're a coward.
I love that.
Rengoku won this. No one died.
You can't
fulfilled
fight
his
in the
duty.
But before I
daytime. You
give-
suck.
We're always fighting you at night.
But before I give you this rant, let me throw this sword at you.
No, I
Is
love that he
is
threw the
what-
sword
is
and
that the
hit
part
him.
you're talking about?
But he lost such a good sword, though.
I know. And then
He throws his sword like a javelin and hits him. And then
Boom.
eventually Rengoku is on his knees and he's dying and he knows he's dying and it's very sad and emotional. And he's telling Chanjo, he's like, "Oh, I acknowledge your sister. She's one of us. And all you boys are good boys. And please tell my dad to take care of himself and tell my brother to do what he wants to with his life." And then he sees his mom and then he fades away and he's gone.
Rengoku,
but before
Rengoku.
that, I was like, "Mom, did I do good?" Like, yes, you did.
Yeah.
Come to-
Yes.
Hang on.
And Rengoku's just, there are lots of characters like him, like the positive, like, yes, kind of guy.
Tasty.
And even though, like, comparatively, he's with us and on screen as a character, not much. He's just done, it's hard to put into words. He's just done really well.
Yes.
It is another character archetype, but it's done so well that he's very, very likable. And of course, they have what I call as the crying circle because everyone's sad because like, oh, he's dead.
Except the nose guy that tries to be
He's
the
like,
manly man.
quit crying, let's go train right now. Didn't you hear him? He acknowledged us. We got to become Hashira. Even the bird cries.
Ah!
And it goes around and does the
Oh, everybody is dead.
telling
Everybody's
everyone
reaction.
that he's gone.
Ah!
Mr. Mist Boy didn't even react.
He didn't react, and then Gyu's like, I see.
Wait, no,
Is
do that
that
again. I
so?
don't think it heard you.
I see.
There we go.
Johnny's going to make those bucks, man.
Is that so?
Is that so?
Rengoku is dead.
And then they play the same song that they played at the end of the movie for the end credits of the last episode, and it's sad. And there you go. That is the Mugen Train arc, which is really just the movie.
Fun fact.
Stretched
After
out
watching
7
the-
episodes.
Fun fact. That was my #1 song from the Spotify wrap up.
Wait, so he lost?
It
No,
depends who you ask. It depends who you ask.
Well, I was gonna say earlier, it's like Rengoku. Now that you've won this fight, what are you gonna do next?
Go to Disneyland.
Going to KFC. Well, I guess Disneyland works too. I'm going to Disney World.
We're going to KFP.
KFP.
What's
Okay,
KFP stand
then
for?
we're gonna move on
It was never actually
to the
that tasty.
Entertainment District arc.
Oh shit!
Oh, this is
we're
Tanner
hopping
Shrek episode.
right into it.
Oh,
Huh?
Hey, hold on,
shit.
but there was something I was gonna say.
Okay.
What?
Does anyone want to give the final thoughts about the Mugen Train arc?
No,
before we
it was
officially
good.
move on?
No, it's because like I was just talking to someone about earlier today about Demon Slayer, and he was like, "It's so good, the animation's good," and I was like, "Man, if you read the manga, you'd be like, this is trash."
What's the difference?
The manga art is rough. It's not terrible, but it's pretty rough.
But it's
a lot like
trash.
it's a lot like Attack on Titan, where the anime looks really, really good,
Yeah,
but the art in the manga is
it's
suspect.
supposed to be ugly.
Have you not seen Bleach?
At least Titan's
For
supposed to
Titan
be.
a bit. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Not so much
I love it.
Demon Slayer.
I love
but
the
then
ugly
he was
art.
talking
I
about
love
the
the
pacing
artwork.
and stuff and like that, and I was like, pacing. My Hero does that pretty good. Black Clover does it pretty good. He was all like, at least they resolve everything within 3 to 4 episodes. I was all, Black Clover does that every other episode.
Yeah.
I feel like that's hard to get into though.
What?
Black Clover, like how it is
Well,
to
I mean,
One
if
Piece.
you if you really like, well, let me get my rant again. If you really loved the shonen tropes, Black Clover's for you.
Yeah, that's my impression of it. When I heard the synopsis, I was like, "This is the most shonen thing ever created." This is
I mean-
like they put all the perfect ingredients to make the perfect little shonen boys,
Yeah.
and doing Chemical X, and out came Black Clover.
I mean, as if you like. I mean, as if you like it. Like you're like if you're expecting to come in for some masterpiece or something like One Piece. I was just-
Nobody
You're
says
not-
it's a masterpiece.
well, then what's the masterpiece to you?
One Piece?
Like for
No, it's
shonen
pretty good.
anime,
Yeah,
that's tough.
Naruto.
because people say Dragon Ball Z, but it's like, well, that's the most influential one I can say.
I wouldn't call Dragon Ball Z a masterpiece.
But would you call it more influential?
Oh yeah,
hard.
Well, yeah,
it's usually
there's a difference from
influential.
it being a masterpiece and influential. Because I think the masterpiece is done well. There's not a lot of criticism about it.
I think masterpiece is too subjective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corey in the house? Is that
Like,
Well,
which
like,
one would
what's
you
the-
say would be the better of the ones?
JoJo's
Like
part
just-
one.
it's good,
Well, I
but
mean,
it's not a masterpiece.
I feel like Code Geass is near a masterpiece.
Yes.
It's technically shonen. It's not really the same
It's a mech anime.
genre
Yeah, it's
and
a mech
vein
anime.
as like Black Clover, but it's technically shonen.
Yeah,
so.
but like that's what I'm saying is like with Black Clover, like that's what I'm saying. Like people are like, I don't like this now. Well, yes, because it's not towards you. It's not geared towards you.
Dang, dude, you love that show.
we'll get there.
I love
Okay,
that show. I do.
so
That's
I'm
why I
gonna
got
watch it.
Let me give you my final thoughts on this.
Okay.
Okay, I want to hear it.
I
Mugen Train.
I first saw it subbed, but that's because PlayStation released it like 3 weeks early when they were supposed to,
I remember that.
and I
Yeah.
bought it. And then I get an email, like a message from PlayStation. It's like, "Oh, we sold it early. We're just gonna give you your money back." I'm like, "Please don't. I just
Boo.
want to keep it." And then we went to go watch it in theater, and we were misled because it said subbed.
Yes, the theater we went to advertised it as sub, and we got in
Mhm.
there. It was dubbed.
Do you have your opinions on the dub and sub
Mhm.
of Demon Slayer?
The sub is better.
Yeah.
The dub, there are people in it who are good, but not
Yeah.
all of it is good.
Yeah, because like,
Yeah.
because I mean,
I
like,
can't remember his name. I hate that I can't remember it.
Who's
but,
that?
voice?
the voice for Zenetsu in the dub.
Zenetsu
Oh,
Yes.
was it?
He's amazing.
He's really, really good.
At
Yeah,
least
like-
like that.
and the dub.
In the dub, I think he might be the best dub voice.
Yeah, because like
actor.
I mean,
Tanjiro!
don't get me wrong.
You mean
like,
next to Johnny?
like the problem with Tanjiro's dub I mean, like these voice actors are pretty good. You know, it takes talent to what they do, but like,
Yeah.
it's just the way like they were directed to do certain things in the anime. Like Tanjiro is like his voice is like something like it goes all crazy. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, Mr. Rangoku, you got big.
Do that again, a bit closer. Try it again.
Mr. Rangoku, you guys are big. It's like he's
That's good. Good.
But anyway,
We'll put that in the movie.
No, like you'd be like this. You'd be like, Mr. Rangoku, please tell me about the sound of dance, please.
Umai.
Oh my! And he's all like, Mr. Rangoku, how'd you get so big? Like there's cracks in his voice when he like talks real loud. Like to me, it sounds like crack.
well, he's 15.
Young boy.
Well, no, but like it's just like it's not good. Cracks.
Man.
And then Inosuke's the problem with that is like when he has the boar hat on, it's perfect. But like when you hear that pretty, when you see his pretty face and he's like, no man.
We're
That's
skipping,
the joke,
we're skipping
isn't it?
ahead a bit, but there is a part in the district arc when Inosuke and Tanjiro are sitting on the
Oh
roof.
yeah, you talking about the ranking when they talk about the ranking.
When he's talking about the ranking, and it's like Inosuke's voice, just for a little bit there, it's like so normal. And I remembered because I can't remember his voice actor, but the guy in the sub, Inosuke's voice actor does Soma in Food Wars.
It's
So when he
Nice.
was sitting there talking, and for a minute I could hear Soma. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, but the thing, yeah,
no,
the thing,
Inosuke
but
in
that
the
part-
dub is Aaron.
Yeah, Inosuke in the
Yeah.
dub is.
I thought you
Bryce
said you
Papenbrook.
forgot.
Yeah, but that
Which
part
is making
hasn't.
me think. Like,
That part hasn't
You know,
been
like
dubbed
how-
yet.
okay, you know like how he sounds in dub and Inosuke?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is that what he sounds like in Japan to them?
Maybe it depends on who they got to.
I
cast
think
it.
the sub for Inosuke is better. Anyway, the voice actor for Zenitsu in the dub of Demon Slayer is named Alex Lee. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. That's the best I can do.
Let me read it.
But I remember I've seen his name
Alex
around.
Le.
I've seen his name around, and he's comparatively an up and comer, but he's really good. So I like him.
It's with a K.
Yeah.
Alex.
So
I'll
anyway,
The
got a
train.
bit sidetracked there, but like that's my stance in the sub versus dub.
Yeah.
Overall, I do believe the sub is better, but the dub does have its bright spots.
I like it because I can listen to it in my native tongue.
That is
True.
one of the appeals of dubs.
I like it.
Okay, and
But,
now
but the thing is too is what.
Oh
like,
no.
No, I'm just saying when people take sub over dub at this point, I just feel like you're nitpicking little things because I nitpick the shit out of the dub.
I think you're just trashing another anime that isn't Black Clover.
Do you even know what my favorite anime of all time is?
It's Black Clover.
No, bro. Listen to episode one. Watch episode 1. And
I don't
you'll find
remember.
out.
Yeah, let's go back and
that's
find
been
that
a
out
long
right
day or a long time ago.
now. No, I'm joking.
Hey, we should have a podcast where we listen to our old podcast.
Nobody watched that.
I would.
You would.
I'd watch myself listening to myself,
Watching.
or I'd listen
yourself.
to myself listening to myself.
While watching
Ooh.
Why can't we
myself.
just
Well,
read
watching myself, technically, I guess. if we
What
put
you
on-
watch yourself?
I'll put a picture of myself as the YouTube thumbnail. So there you go.
Okay, on to the
Anyway,
district
on
arc.
to Final
Yes!
Entertainment District arc.
Oh,
That was
you know
weird
my
seeing-
Episode
God,
1
da,
opens
da,
with a
da.
flashback of the Mugen Train arc.
Remember that?
Remember that?
It
Oh,
was like
all anime?
47 minutes, man.
Rengoku
Yes, the
lost.
first episode was extra long. It was an hour long, which is weird because it's like, just make it 12 episodes then.
Yeah,
You made an
Yeah.
uneven 11
Yeah.
episodes, but
Yeah.
like, just make it 12.
we're bringing Rengoku back.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It opens with Mugen undercover as a child, living as just, I guess, so he can get around and know things. It's never explained exactly why. And I have read all of the Demon Slayer manga, but it was a while ago, so I don't remember everything.
It was kind of strange to see him as a kid.
Well, you've seen him as a woman, so
I know, but it's just like, what are you doing?
I just think he's hiding out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, it was his woman
And
form
then,
exposed.
and then like his, adopted parents are just like, oh, he's such a great kid, and the people with him like, I wish he was like my kid sucks. I wish he was like your kid. And I was like, yeah, that's the kind of talk that
Oh.
happens.
I love this part.
Cuts to the Butterfly Mansion, and Tanjiro is
Oh.
depressed.
We're not there yet. Okay.
Yes,
Oh, you mean
he's
like-
depressed,
oh.
and he's like, oh, and
then
Of course
Zetsu-
they are. They got injured.
they got
They're
hurt.
They
and
got
they're like,
beat up.
"Oh,
They got-
Rengoku
They got
died."
bled open. They busted themselves open.
And
they
then,
bladed.
And then one day, Tanjiro is gone, and
Yeah.
he went to go give a message to Rengoku's family.
Mhm.
And of course, his dad is angry, and
he's the drunk.
he's a
and,
drunk,
Hey,
and he's like,
ah, you're still crying about your brother. God dang it, boy, the funeral last week.
"God dang it, boy!"
And then he's like, he's worthless if he dies.
you haven't gotten
He's-
over him yet.
Clearly, he's worthless if he died. And then Tanjiro's like, take that back.
And then he brings up sun breathing. Like that's the first time it's called that by name.
Well, no, he sees his earrings. He's all.
He sees earrings and he knows.
And
he
he's
learns.
triggered.
He's triggered. And I put in my notes. God,
You just gotta drink some Sunny D, boy. That's, you and your damn Sunny D recipe. That's
that's the trick to sun breathing. Just drink Sunny D. Oh my God.
Tang. It gives me an allergic reaction.
Electrolytes up the ass.
What, you have to inject it? Like, bend me over. Here we go. This case, and it's help me.
Did you know it's a suppository?
I'm ready to sun breathe. Sorry, we've devolved.
No, it's good.
Here we go. Let's keep going.
Anyway, I put here. This is where we definitively
Don't
learn.
Carlos is drinking and
Oh,
laughing at the same
God.
time. Put the damn water down. You're gonna spray. You're gonna be like,
He's trying to get his
do
water.
a
for-
spit take and ruin everything.
It's water breathing, man. Leave him
Yeah.
alone.
This will be the last episode of our podcast because Carlos just spewed water all over the radio equipment.
Hey, we could still do it like in a
No,
basement somewhere.
I wouldn't want to do it because I can't replace all this equipment.
He'd be working here for free.
So anyway,
I'm
Goku's dad
getting
and
there.
Tanjiro start fighting.
They do, and it's
And his dad gets the upper
He's
hand. He's
all
like,
like-
I'm going to show you respect, boy.
No, he brings up sun breathing. And
Yes.
this is where we definitively learn that Tanjiro is special.
But he's
It's always been alluded to, but now we know.
you know Kami
now.
Kagura.
But what do you mean? I was just a charcoal salesman.
What do you mean? I just sold
charcoal.
I just sold
And,
charcoal.
And this mark on my forehead is from a burn.
yeah, I'm
and
not
they have-
special.
They have an argument. He throws him around a bit. And of course, Tanjiro
Yeah.
headbutts him in the end.
Oh, that was great.
And then they kind of go separate ways. And he's going back to the Butterfly Mansion.
Well, you forgot about this book. I found this book for you.
Yeah, but the book had pages torn out of it. So what's the point?
That was really.
I'll put it together as best I can. Thank you for
Alright.
giving me my brother's message. I'm not good enough to become a swordsman like you, so
No.
the line of Flame Hashira ends now.
You're right.
But don't let no one stop you. If anybody
You do what
stops
you want with your life, kid.
If anybody tries to stop
Okay.
you, I'll headbutt
Okay,
him.
I'll get into Bitcoin.
NFTs.
NFT. I'll make an NFT of my brother.
Oh my! It's just a gift.
No, but
Anyway, Tanjiro was on his way back to the Butterfly Mansion.
and then
Hagen Zuka,
Haagen-Dazs.
Hagen-Dazs,
who's that?
Swordmaker.
the sword maker,
Finds
is
him.
there and he's mad. That's the part you were saying that you liked.
Oh yeah,
And
man.
they have the funny chase, and he's climbing.
He's just like
climbing up the tree after him.
Well,
and
is he really gonna kill him?
Yes.
if they,
Or just beat him?
Both.
I think he kind of has murderous intent. Like
Well,
I
Every
don't know, it is
time
a
he
co-
busts the sword.
it is a comedy moment to like how much they actually is trying. You never know.
I
but,
mean, he
like,
chased him all day.
yeah.
That's what I thought was weird. Like, it'd be funny if like he just chased him off and then it cut to the scene later. But it's alluded to that he was literally chasing him most of the day and wearing Tanjiro the hell out.
Yeah.
Like,
Training.
what's her name? She's cute.
Pigtails.
Yes.
Owie.
Yeah. She saves him.
Lolly.
They start training when they're at the mansion. There's one part where all three of them are doing push-ups with each of them having one of the little girls in the back.
That was weird seeing.
And I thought to myself, is that really much of a difference? Like, how much could they possibly weigh?
They're rocks.
They're wearing weight.
It didn't look like them. Like, what, maybe 60, 70 pounds? And I do realize
Mhm.
for like a normal person that might be added to it, but you guys are already like superhuman. So it's like,
They
is
eat.
that really helping that
They
much?
eat well.
Maybe you know what made me weird? I was looking. It shows the part when they're carrying that log too,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they're all shirtless.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Tanjiro's 6-pack does not look good.
What?
Like all muscular and stuff.
Are you really gonna comment on their aesthetic?
Yeah, apparently.
What were you staring at the other people's 6-packs?
Nosuke fits.
Yeah.
Zetsu
Nice.
is weird. It's just weird.
I
'cause-
like their 6-pack.
Well, no, it's because it's
fun.
like it's like that. But the way they're drawn, it makes them look like really like.
It makes me want one.
A 6-pack.
We'll get
That's the point.
get working, man.
Yeah,
You
get
can-
working.
I'm
you
can
gonna
do
get
it.
jacked. I'm working on it.
Here, let me
You can
let
totally
me
do it.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
sure
just
the
stop
gas
eating
stations
for
are still
5
open.
seconds.
You can go buy yourself
Five-
a 6-pack.
Of what?
a beer.
Yeah.
Sunny D.
Oh, I don't think they even sell. Do they even sell that anymore?
Sunny D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where?
Walmart?
Have you seen it?
Yes.
I haven't.
Well, you've been
It
living
doesn't
under
come
a
in those
rock.
little packet
It's not.
I gotta
as-
get me some.
Well, they changed the like branding and
Logo.
logo,
D Sunny.
so it's kind of like not as prominent.
It's called Sunny D
That
Monkey.
1,000.
Like I
Sunny.
feel like the original was like ingrained in my mind, so I recognize it more. but like
Yeah.
it's still around.
No, it's called Monkey D.
I just-
Sunny
Nobody talks about it.
because they call it Sunny Delight now.
Like, how many people do you
Okay,
really
don't fucking listen
know
to me.
that have bought Sunny D lately?
My
I'm just-
dad.
What?
Yes.
You're joking.
Yeah, Carlos, wasn't there Sunny D like a couple weeks ago in the fridge?
Yeah, there was.
Well, you're the only person I know. How come you haven't mentioned it until now? It's like,
Because I
my
didn't-
dad has an unhealthy addiction to Sunny D.
I wouldn't call it
Yeah,
an
it's
healthy
just-
addiction.
It's his what is it? Not filthy pleasure, but
Guilty
pleasure.
Healthy pleasure.
My filthy
My
pleasure.
guilty pleasure.
Sunny D.
It's
Bathe myself in Sunny D.
Anyway, to get back on track
Yes.
again, we're still on episode 1, guys.
Oh, fun.
We're an hour
They
into.
return. As they're training at the Butterfly Mansion, they're still going out on missions.
Yes.
And
4 months.
Tanjiro, yes, 4 months has passed. Tanjiro's taking us to go out with missions. They're working together to kill demons.
Got awkward 6 paths or 6 packs. I said
They
6
return to the
paths.
Butterfly Mansion one day to see Tengen
Yeah. Kidnapped
Lord
kidnapping Aoi
need
and
girls
one of the lollies.
for my mission.
I need girls for my mission, and I have permission to do this. And Kanao is also there.
Yep.
No, I think he said I could do what I want.
Biatch.
Well, I mean, he's superior rank to them,
Yeah,
so
that's what he
technically he
said.
Yeah,
can.
he just walked in
Oh,
and did
and
what
then
he
who
wanted.
else- who else
like
did
he
you say
says,
was
I
there?
need if you're
Canal.
part of Demon Corps.
I like how Kana's like, oh,
She was.
let me flip.
She didn't know what to
coin.
do. She was about to flip the coin, but then she remembered Tanjiro said, "Don't listen to your coin.
Be true to your heart.
Be true to your heart." In other words, listen to
Be
me.
true to your heart.
So she's like trying to pull him.
So she decides for herself to try to stop Tengen, and of course they're not having much luck. And Tanjiro shows up like, "How dare you leave these women alone?"
You whiner.
That kind of thing.
He's all. No wonder why the Demon Corps is sucking.
No wonder the Demon Sword sucks so much because you guys like you were in it, and then like he tries to stop him, and of course he can't because you know
Yeah.
Tengen is a Hashira.
Oh,
and
yeah.
actually
And then,
powerful.
and then he's all like, I need if you're a Demon Corps Slayer, remember whatever you got to come with me.
A demon
He's-
wants him. Who's it?
And then he's-
Zenitsu and Inosuke also show up at that time.
Yes. And they're like, no.
she's not even part of the Demon Corps yet.
Technically, is
The
this-
small girls are Aoi is though.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and I'll just say this right now.
Don't
Thi-
say it. They can't handle it.
This setup is stupid.
Oh, they can't handle it.
There is no reason for things to have happened the way they did. The only reason they did was for the comedy, like, oh, haha, the boys are dressed in drag, and
Yeah.
that's in the, what you mentioned earlier. Is like you got to realize that this isn't. You're not really the target demographic, and that's one of those cases where it's like this is dumb.
You're not
All-
the target demographic.
All Tengen had to do was say, "Hey, I need some women to work undercover for me for this demon slaying case," and he takes Aoi and takes
Yeah.
Kanao. Both of them would be suited for the work because
And it would work.
Kanao just does what you tell her. Aoi is a good housekeeper, so they fit in.
Yep.
And then he can have Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Tanjiro waiting in town for his signal when it's time to do stuff.
But they
That was
can't-
all that needed to happen.
I mean, can they really take care of themselves though?
Who?
The girls.
They weren't.
Oh,
in,
you're talking about the other girl?
Kanao certainly.
the girl that's getting the girls that are getting taken.
No, he's talking
yes.
about Canal.
Okay.
He should have taken Kanao and Aoi,
Yes.
like the actual demon slayers, not like the little
Look at-
kids.
I'm saying either way, they're going to be put in very immense danger.
That's their job.
Right.
They're all signed up. For
Well, you're
that.
just saying that because
Kanao
they're
is
women.
pretty strong herself,
No.
No, but what's
I
and
just
they
don't
would have
think
worked better. They
They
could
are
have gathered
as
information.
experienced
like
as
the-
the 3 boys.
you just like the end when he's like okay and slaps her in the ass.
That's what I mean. No, he says
they can't handle it.
he says that after they agree to these terms to like take us instead, he says, "Don't you dare defy me," and then he randomly spanks poor Aoi right on the butt.
Good girl.
Like,
And I was just like,
Why?
"Why
did you
was
do
this
that?
necessary?"
Because he's
That's his
He's making a
character.
point. He's like,
hyper
"I'm flashy.
masculine.
I'm flashy. That's my thing." And I'm like, "You could be flashy without, doing that."
Slap
You
him
might
in
have
the
been
ass.
okay.
That's what we did in back in the
it's one of
academy.
those episodes where the ending is actually the opening. So they show the opening, and I
Yeah.
like this opening a lot better than Mugen Train. It's a good opening.
I like it too.
Mm,
this is the next episode where they make their way to the district.
We're getting there.
yeah.
Episode 2. Ugh. Tengen's giving him the whole rundown. He says, "I am God and you are trash."
Then
That
Tanjiro
was
raises his
great.
hand and he's all like, "Which kind of god are you?"
And then
And
then
Tengen's like,
kind.
"Good question."
I'm the god of festivals. And then like Inosuke like believes him like, "Hello, god of festivals."
I'm God of the mountain.
I'm
I'm
king
God.
of the Lord of the
And then you
mountains.
just see Tengen's like, "What What's wrong
And
with
then-
you, you creep?
And
You're,
he
you're
says-
freaking crazy.
He's like, when you tell you to become dogs, you guys become dogs. When I tell you to become monkeys, you become monkeys.
Yes. When I tell you to stand behind me and hold your hands and be like a swindler, you do that. And Ramiro is showing me the screenshot that he loves of it right now.
When they're swindlers.
When they're swindlers.
It's hilarious.
They go to the entertainment district,
And they're all freaking
and they're
out.
getting-
and they're all freaking out for different reasons because Inosuke and Tanjiro are still very much country bumpkins.
Yeah.
Haven't been all over the place.
Oh wow.
Zenetsu's freaking out because of women.
Because yeah.
Because of women.
And then he's like, you're too young for this.
So the grand plan is to dress them up as girls and give them away to the various houses who are working in the entertainment district
So pretty much they regrouped at one of those houses.
to find Tengen's wives who went undercover initially.
He has 3.
He has 3 wives.
What a man.
Oh, no. I love the part where Zenetsu was all, you want us to look for 3 wives for you? No wonder why you were a pig. It's selfish man.
And doesn't that when you get punched
At least
in
I
the
have 3
gut?
wives.
You know,
Yeah.
he's all like, he's like, I have 3 wives.
I'm not asking you to look for 3 wives for me. I already have 3 wives.
Oh,
And that
that's
makes
what set him
Zenetsu
off.
angry again. He starts no other way to say. He starts trying to sell them, basically.
Yeah, it was
But
funny. Who
before
wants
that-
these ugly women?
I like how in those cases, like, they're probably dead, and he just gets punched in the gut by freaking
Yeah.
Tengen.
Well,
And then-
yeah, 'cause you
And
don't
then the
want 'em to
people
die.
that
It's just
that
honey.
was getting the supplies from open the door, and you just see freaking the Netsu and freaking Inosuke passed out on one top of each other.
Yeah. So he goes around shopping the girls.
Who
and
wants these fine, young, ugly
And
women?
they're described as homely looking.
Yeah.
He gets
Tanjiro
he's
first.
able to charm Madam into taking Tanjiro. It's like, oh, she'll be a hard worker for you.
Yeah.
He's able to get Inosuke off because Inosuke
There's this one
pretty.
lady saw
looks like a woman
His head, at
from
least.
the head
Uh-huh.
up. So and then at the end,
It was only
Zenetsu is left.
was charmed in as well.
It shows Tanjiro being a good worker, and they find out the madam gets mad because they had makeup on, like, oh, you've got a scar and all
Yeah.
that. Tanjiro can't lie easily, so when he lies,
He puffs up his face, like
he's straining.
his eyes goes up, and he makes like this puffy thing with his lips, like
Yeah, I wish.
Uh,
he kind of creamed in his pants.
Do it again.
No,
No.
Do it again.
no.
Do it again.
They tell Inosuke he has to be quiet because if he speaks, it's very obvious he's a man. And then at the
I
end,
like how that lady just popped off whenever she sees how like beautiful he
yeah,
looks.
it's like, oh, it's a score. I got all that makeup off of her, and she looks great. I'll make a. I can't remember the word.
I'll make money bags out of her.
What is that? Is it the high maid or the high
Well,
woman?
there's a specific word. It starts with an O. Oven.
An
Oh, but before that, didn't they see the
I
main?
forgot it. What the thing's called too?
They're technically called geishas, right?
I don't think it's the same thing.
They are women.
Okay, well,
I don't want to
Women of
comment
the
on
night.
the cultural things very much because I'm very uneducated about it. I don't want to say something that's not true.
okay, but they saw
the main
they saw
lady.
the most popular one
But they
on the street, didn't they?
where they yes, but what my understanding is, and again, I'm not an expert by any means. It's like they're not sleeping with these women.
Okay.
What?
They're not. They're,
What?
They're not. Well,
What are they doing?
they're literally your like personal entertainer. Like that's why it's not just they don't want just a beautiful woman. They want someone who's articulate
I
who can
want you
carry
to be able to
conversation,
tell me some jokes.
and they want
Play
women
cards
who
with
can
me.
tell. No, seriously, like sometimes jokes,
Like
sometimes
those-
stories.
So
They
kind
want
of like
women
those,
who are good musicians. It's
like
literally
those
like
modern bars that have
it's
those.
literally like the host club has continued. Host clubs have kind of continued the tradition
So this is
where
like
you're paying
hostess.
someone to kind of hang out with you and
So
entertain
it'd be
you.
appropriate if I
yeah.
call them
Now,
hostess.
of course, there were times where they would sleep with them, but technically, if they did, that's not what you're supposed to be. That's shameful. But of course, it still happened. It's the
But
same.
that's
with
what I
geishas.
bought you for.
Like there were
So-
geishas who people would sleep with.
You
But that's
didn't
not
know?
what was on the table. The geisha's supposed to entertain you.
What
So
if I
should
put
just
it
call
on the
them
table?
hostess after this.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
on the
the
table.
hostess, the top
Again, that's my
hostess
understanding of
was
it. I could be
parading
mad.
down the street.
I get it.
Was that the one?
I don't know what the word's called.
Or Ron.
Or on?
Oran.
Oran. That's like
Oran.
the top woman of the house. Not the madam who runs things, but like the top money earner.
Yeah.
The big
The one
dog.
that gets sold off to Mary.
That a man can buy the rest of her contract and then you
Yeah.
can marry her, that kind of thing.
Be in my house.
You're my wife.
So at the end of that episode,
My favorite arc right
we
here.
find out that one of Tengen's wives has been captured.
Mhm.
Episode 3 is a bit of a flashback. It shows how Zenitsu was able to find a place because he can play the shamisen.
Ding, ding, dong, dong.
I wrote there's bondage play
Like a banjo.
because it just cuts to Daki, who is the head money earner of one of the houses, and she has his wife all wrapped up, and I'm like, you know what that's for. You know what these shots are for.
It's because she caught him.
Inosuke tries to chase something through the demon through the walls, and he can't. He's having trouble.
Oh, that was funny.
Zenitsu encounters who I'll call her Daki. Of course, he doesn't call her that because she's using a different name at the time. About to basically beat one of the servant girls, and he's like, "Can you please not do this? Can you please not do that?" And then, of course, she smacks him around and knocks him out. And she was also pulling on the girl's ear so much it was bleeding, like it was about to rip off.
Yeah, Zenitsu kind of saved her, but not
Yeah.
really.
Tanjiro was off being a good maid at the house. He's like, "Oh, you're such a good worker, and do you need anything else, ma'am?" And he keeps doing stuff so fast, and the ma'am's like, "Leave me alone.
Here's some candy.
Here's some candy." Well, not yet.
Ooh, piece of
It flashes back
James
to
yeah.
Daki killing the madam of her house and
Yeah.
talking with Mugen. And Muzen's like, "Oh, you're so beautiful.
Beware
You're such a
you.
good girl. But be careful.
The Hashira is here.
The Hashira might be coming, and there's a demon girl who's betrayed us as well."
Hashira.
pats.
Oh, 3
Pats,
demons.
head pats her head. Zenitsu, like I said, is hit and he's knocked unconscious. And there's a really good scene where it's the post credits, it's after the credits, and Zenitsu wakes up and the girls are like, "Oh, thank you for helping us." He's like, "Oh, I didn't do much." He's like, "Oh, it's okay." And it's this like really, really good cut of like you're not exactly expecting it when he just sits up and then suddenly the ribbons all around him and the guts. Like you don't see him be taken, just like they appear, like boom.
It was a good cut.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, that was a good shot."
What was it called when the girls ran away with their
It
lovers?
starts with an A.
Akibono.
Abandonment.
Well,
No.
It's
Not
called
abandonment.
Akibono.
it has a
Akibona?
particular
Akibono breaks.
No. It has a specific name where a girl leaves the house whether to get away or she found a lover without her debt being paid.
They all got disappeared.
Yeah. Episode 4 starts with the head lady of the house Tanjiro's at giving her servants hairpins because she's about to leave. She
Mhm.
doesn't say she's about to leave until Tanjiro reveals himself, and she's like, "Oh, I'm actually been a guy the whole time." And
I
he's
knew.
Like, yeah, we knew.
Y'all are so cool.
This is where they have the talk we mentioned earlier with Tanjiro and Inosuke on the roof, where he's like, "Oh, well, we've gone up in rank," and Tanjiro didn't know. I thought it was so weird that Inosuke, of all people, is aware of it. I guess he's more obsessed with like
Yeah.
status.
He wants the power.
So I guess that makes a bit of sense. But it's like that conversation was like the most calm Inosuke's ever been in the series so far. And it's
Wait,
because
who
he's
went up the ring?
All three of them.
Oh,
Because
shit. Like, how much?
Because when they were in the 4 months since Mugen train, when they've been trained at the Butterfly House, they've still been going on missions. So they're still killing demons.
Oh shit! Now I gotta look up what rings they were.
They were the
before
bottom, and now they are 6.
They're not the
Undercover.
They
bottom.
showed the names, but the names aren't very
Yeah.
memorable.
It's hard to remember.
Like
It's
they're
like-
under, they're under what's that girl's name?
They're one rank now under Canal.
We're
Canal.
blue team. Go blue
Um,
team. Hey.
Soft spoken and
Like I said, Tanjiro has the talk with the lady, and he's like, "I'm going to investigate things. I want to help everyone out." And she's all, "Thank you for this." And Tanjiro says, "I wish you every happiness." Leaves. She immediately gets taken.
A smelly smell. That smells.
And this is the part with,
Inosuke's irritated that he's like, he didn't keep his promise.
well, no, this is the muscular mice.
I love the muscular mice. Is
Ninja
it
rat.
just
Ninja
like,
rat.
what are these?
No,
These shouldn't be real. They're not real, are they?
that's what, when I was first reading the Demon Slayer manga, I got to that part, and I had the same reaction. I was like, "Fucking ninja rats." And I sent a screen cap of them to like Carlos, and he was like, "Yep, ninja rats."
We gave him HGH.
Oh, it's just funny
But
'cause,
like, it's such a weird,
Rats.
random thing. It's like, "Oh, well, we train the rats, and they're muscular." And I was like, "Okay, I guess it's a good thing to have because they can get in
I was
places."
just
but-
laughing because there's like he puts his head there. Mighty mice, bring me my sword.
Bring me my sword. Tengen is shown getting information from the husband of the madam who was killed,
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, it's her." He points her out, something he made. It's Docky. I can't remember.
Stocky.
Um,
Of course it's Docky. She looks like a bitch, acts like a bitch. She's a bitch.
Okay.
I mean, how could you not
Tanjiro-
know? She's like,
Tanjiro starts the confrontation with her, and for some reason, he doesn't want to use Nezuko in the fight. He like takes her box off and puts it down. He's like, "Nezuko, stay here." And I'm
I
like,
don't want you to get hurt.
"You've been using her to fight demons." And
Yeah,
I
but
realize
just
that
in case.
it's an upper, you believe it to be an upper rank demon, but at the same time, it's like, why
He cares
suddenly
about
now
her more than himself.
is it a big deal?
Because
He
I
wants
have to prove.
To protect his sister.
No,
Well,
because
they don't take her out slaying other demons.
Yeah, just leave her home.
Well, no, my thing is, I think he just wants to prove that I can fight an upper rank.
That's probably a bit of it, but it was like, don't frame it around, oh, Nezuko, you're too fragile and weak. It's like, not really.
Weak.
Okay, episode 5.
I don't know.
Tengen finds out more about his wives.
Yeah.
As
wives.
My wives.
Docky and
My
Tanjiro are
honeys.
fighting each other. Tanjiro realizes that his sword is getting nicked,
Yeah.
which means he's not wielding it properly. And then he has the inner monologue like, "Oh, the water breathing technique really isn't suited for me."
Oh, that was loud. I'm sorry.
Thank you for that.
I'm doing the breathing.
I know. It flashes back more to him training because he wanted to be able to sustain a higher body heat for longer, and he kind of like the little servant girl is like,
You're
"Oh,
like,
I gotta tell the lady and Lady Shinobu," and he's like, "Oh, please don't. I'm trying to train here." And then she convinces him not to.
Okay.
And then I
You do
put here,
good.
it's like it's just really convenient.
ass pulling.
It's a bit of ass pulling how good he is at sun breathing, how he has names for the techniques, how he's good enough to do like the after image thing.
Well, I was gonna say it's like ass pull technique.
No, ass pull technique's this.
God, no. So it was just it's another like
no.
it's another
We're back to that.
reminder
Okay,
that you're watching a Shonen Jump series when like he can just kind of do it, even though he just found out it had a name recently.
so that whole ass pulling thing, I just imagine him dislocating his shoulder just to get to his asshole and pull out the.
Pulls out a flaming sword with the sun on it.
God.
The sun.
The sun.
Meanwhile, Inosuke is trying to find this. He feeling because he has the power of sense. He finds a hole. And he's like, "This is where you've been getting around. I can't fit in that hole, but luckily for you, I can just dislocate all my joints."
I could sneak like a snake.
So pretty much,
Which
if
is
his,
funny because he just slides in there and you see him like
pretty much, if,
lurching around.
pretty much, if his head fits, his body can fit.
Yes, he's like a raccoon.
If it fits, I sits.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then he gets to the bottom of it, and it turns out it's a big food den
Nest.
where Docky has captured people in her. I'll call them ribbons. They call them several different things throughout it. I'll say ribbons. They're her like stash.
Shashicles.
Where she can store people in them, and
Her
they
sash stash.
don't die, and then she keeps them for when she's about to eat them. Zenitsu is down there, and his other wives are down there. Tengen finds one of his wives tied up, and she's been poisoned, and he gives her the antidote. And
we
it's
are
like,
ninjas.
we are ninjas, but I love you. I don't want to be like my family was and discard you.
And my dad has us fight to the death, and there's only 2 of us left.
Yeah.
Oh no.
One's a cold-hearted bastard, and then there's me.
And
Then there's me.
it flashes back to Tengen saying
Great.
to his wives, like, "Hey, on this mission, it goes you guys first, then the citizens, and then me." And then like they are kind of shocked by that because it goes kind of against what they've been taught. But it's like it's him saying, "I don't want to be what we've been raised to be."
But we love you anyway.
Yes.
We are your ninja harem.
Episode 6, the fight between
Just concubine.
Tanjiro and Docky continues. And here I put it's the stereotypical, haha, you are so weak, as coming from Docky. And yet Tanjiro still lives.
Yeah.
So it's like, if he's so weak, and I get the most demons, like to become a demon, you have to have a certain personality type that enjoys inflicting pain. So they're gonna draw it out. But at the same time, she keeps saying how weak he is, even though he's still keeping up with her.
So,
So
you
it's
mean-
like-
Well, I mean, he's
So you
Well,
mean?
she doesn't know
he's
he's
barely
pull out the
following
ass
along.
pulling
Oh,
yet.
so you're calling her a sadist?
I'm
They
sure-
all are.
That's what
Okay.
it's called when they like.
Yeah.
That's like the
inflicting
whole
pain.
reason he gave Enmu his blood. Is because he's just like,
Took my blood.
take it off. On.
You need my
torture.
blood.
While in the part of this fight,
Oh.
the people in this very crowded city finally start noticing that something's up. So people come out. And
Hey, get out of here.
What's going on?
A guy comes out. He's like, "Oh, you ruffians! Is that a sword? Get out of my neighborhood."
No, get back in there.
Next thing you know, motherfucker was dead.
That guy wasn't, but some people were.
He's all
Well, she hadn't got pissed off yet, right?
What?
Is this when she gets pissed off, or is she not?
It's about to.
She's about to get pissed off.
And then Tanjiro's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, get out of here, no!" And she does, her big slash thing because I think at this point the parts of her that were in the food den have come back to her, so she's more powerful. She's like at her actual strength, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Her hair's white.
Her hair turns white.
Thanks,
Looks
Inosuke.
like a
So she does this big slash across several buildings, and some people are killed, some people are hurt. And as Tanjiro is going to rage mode, he gets a flashback from Kojiro's dad writing him a letter, pretty much saying what you think it was said. I apologize for the way I acted. Thank you for caring about my son and all of that.
Yeah.
This is what I know about
That was character development.
sun breathing. Yeah.
That was
Now,
good.
if you excuse me, I gotta go get the news.
Oh. Now my son won't know what to do. He'll just be sweeping the hallway for eternity.
What, Dad? What'd you say? Keep sweeping the hallway? Okay.
Dad?
So Tanjiro goes into like a semi-rage mode where he's using a lot of sun breathing. And there's this cool part where she like tries to get some distance and he grabs her leg and rips it off. And then
Quan
when she heals herself, her clothes appear again. And I remember there was a part in season 1 where something similar happened with Nezuko, where her leg got blown off and she grew it back, but like the sandal and sock were there as well. So I guess that's just a demon thing.
Can we seriously call sun breathing just a series of ass pulls? Because that's all I think of when Ramiro's over here, like
You
rolling
aren't
the
wrong.
eyes in the back of his head. He's just like ass pull.
You aren't wrong. Sun breathing is a pretty big ass pull.
Have another.
While Tanjiro is giving her this big speech of like, how can you do this? You were once human. How can you not feel?
Because this place sucks.
Daki starts having a flashback of someone else giving a very similar speech. And she's like, I don't remember this. This is someone else's memories. It must be Musen's memories.
Yeah.
So that's a bit more
Over
hinting
here.
of how
It's like
Tanjiro isn't just a rando guy.
Pull.
And here she's still being cocky about things. And I'm like, I wrote in my notes, she has yet to realize that she's dealing with an anime protagonist.
Oh yeah.
Protagonist.
So he's about to
Put on your plot armor, and here come the ass pulls.
he's about to finish her off because he's using the sun breathing technique a lot. But then like he cuts short because it's starting to hurt him. And I'm like, oh, this is where it's like, oh, he still has limits. He's still not full ass pull mode.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
Man,
He has limits.
where
And
is
then
my 100%
right
ass
as,
pull?
so he classes right as he's about to cut her head off.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, what's going to happen? Of course, Nezuko shows up to save the day.
Mm-hmm.
And here I put, in quotations, the Nezuko controversy. And I don't know if you guys were aware of this when it happened, but
Is it controversy?
Yeah, because
it's not really. But
What?
it's a controversy for some, but
when she starts transforming
Oh.
and she's a bit more revealing because the clothes she wears, she grew in size.
Yeah.
And, when she grows in size, she's accelerating and decelerating her age.
Uh-huh.
So her clothes become a bit more revealing.
Oh, yeah?
So they are a bit revealing. But she's
Mhm.
still a 14-year-old.
No.
So there were some people,
No.
legally, yes,
Well, technically, she's a demon, so
If her body ages.
that doesn't count.
It's free.
It
Yeah.
counts.
Look at,
No.
were you about to say if her body ages, it's free real estate?
It's free real estate.
And some people,
Sorry, everyone.
and I believe the majority is a minority
She's mentally 14.
of
so.
people who had a problem with that because they felt like she was being over sexualized because she is young.
No, I didn't have a problem with that.
My
What do you think?
and my kind of counter that is like, this is nothing new to anime.
Welcome.
They sexualize minors all the time.
You gotta look at
You cannot like it and it's okay, but like you got to realize this is what it is.
It is what
And
it is.
She doesn't look like a minor.
And
We can't go
there are levels of what would be okay.
Yeah.
Her showing a bit of cleavage is not the end of the world. If it was something worse than that, and she's still that young, and there wasn't like a point to it, like there could be stories where something terrible and very adult have happened to minors. But if it's done well and respectively, and there's a point to it all, then it's okay. But
Were her
if it's
boobs
just
really so distracting from the fight to the death they were having?
I was still looking at her horn.
it probably
You know what
wasn't,
I
like
do
I
to that
said,
whore?
the
My
people-
God.
The people,
Oh.
the people who had a problem were in the minority. So that's all I'm going to say about that because that was just something I
agree
remember
with you.
happening.
So
I don't know.
Nezuko
It doesn't
horny?
bother me. It's
Because of
like
the
I was more like.
I
was
thought
all
it meant she matured as a demon, like not as a sex object. She's a stronger demon.
It's not that. It's just you can see more of her thighs in her chest. That's
But
Wow.
well, like when I
because her
was.
physically is
bothers you?
bigger, and
That bothers
some people
you?
were bothered. I'm not saying
That's gonna
Will
bother
you bother
you?
you?
no.
You liked it, huh?
No,
It bothered
You were
her,
like
Matt.
free real estate.
you
No,
didn't
but
say
you-
it right. You got it's free.
Oh, but you want to tell you what? But you know what I was noticing though? Like out of all that, I was looking how violent she was really becoming. Like how like she liked giving.
Oh
like,
yeah, we're getting there.
giving the beatings.
We're getting
Yeah,
there.
the beatings.
That particular episode, to get back on track, ends with Tandro starting to get messages from the grave because he starts getting messages from his other younger siblings that are dead.
Tanjiro, venga pa acá.
Episode 7 is
Wake
more what
up,
you
Tanjiro.
were talking about, Ramiro. It's like Nezuko is
Can't die
being
yet.
brutal. She's being
She's
evil
enjoying
demon.
it. You can tell she's enjoying it.
Yeah, she's starting to enjoy it. There are cool parts where it's like she gets diced up. She congeals her blood to keep herself together.
Yeah,
That was
that's
cool.
pretty cool. I don't know. I was wondering. I was watching that and I was like, Matt's gonna be like, "This is an ass pulling right here, 101."
Well, you aren't wrong. But
Get
yeah.
'em. But it kind of makes sense with their power, though, doesn't it?
Nezuko is particularly powerful for demons, even, especially at that rate, especially because she's a new kind of demon.
And she hasn't ate human flesh.
And she hasn't eaten human flesh.
Human flesh.
So she's gotten extremely
She
powerful
hasn't got-
extremely quickly.
I just don't know why they can't do it.
She hasn't got that protein,
No, I'm saying like
right, Matt?
no. Hang on.
Protein.
The other
Protein.
demons get blood. The ones that are good. Why can't they do the same with her? Give her some of that blood.
Because you
Well,
don't know how
because-
she's gonna react.
Because in the plot, she went through her little cocoon metamorphosis, and now she can regenerate by sleep.
Yeah, but like
But
if
the
she's
thing-
really
but-
thirsty, give her some of that good stuff.
But see, the thing is, they don't know if she's gonna want more and just attack because she wants it, like instinct wise.
Well, why aren't the other ones like that?
They are killing people because they want it.
No, he's talking
The
about
good ones.
I can't remember her name.
Oh, he's talking
The
about
doctor woman.
the
and
one
her
where
server.
he gets the blood from the high-ranking demons and sends it back because we're looking for.
Oh,
a cure.
those people are vegans.
Oh, they're different.
No, they do eat a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
They can
just
survive
don't
by
kill
eating.
them.
They
They
can
harvest.
They get like blood donations, and they get like a vial. I think it was like a vial of blood can sustain them for like a month or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
why
but they
can't
could-
we
but they-
like go
but they-
get
but
some
s-
blood, take it with you,
But
and
they're
if she
not.
goes crazy,
So they're domestic demons, pretty much.
yeah, but she could
But
do the
most
same
peop- most-
thing.
I don't. I think they underestimated that this would happen. That's part of it. I don't think Tandro, anyone thought she's gonna go super crazy and be a danger again because she hadn't for a long time.
Yeah, but she was pushed.
Well, they didn't expect the push to be that bad, I guess.
We're gonna go fight
So
upper rank
anyway, she's
demons
going
and not
crazy.
expect to have to push
She
ourselves to our limit.
throws Docky through a building, which causes people inside to get hurt, and she sees human blood, so she's about to have
She's
a freak
like,
out.
she's like,
And just then, of course, Tandra arrives
don't do
and is
it.
trying to stop her.
Nesco.
And he's using his sword to hold
That
her
wasn't
back.
me, guys.
And don't do it.
Tengen
Ramiro.
arrives after that and is
Control
like,
your woman.
well, it's not his woman, but
Well, that's what he says. He was like, control your sister. You hear me?
and he's like pretty much says like, get control over her. Like, what are you doing? You're making us look bad.
You made it.
And I put here in the notes like
Sang a song to bring her
being-
back.
Tandro being as worn out and hurt as he was, and Nezuko being as strong as she was at that moment.
Mhm.
If she really wanted to get away from him, she could.
She would have.
And it's like it's not. She knows it's him, so she's not completely blinded to reality at that point. She's not pure like animal. So like that was like there's not much tension there because I know she can get away. And like you said, Tengen recommends singing a lullaby. And of course, their mother had a lullaby for him.
Yeah, at first I thought he was just
369,
talking shit.
damn
I was
good
like, when I first
time.
saw that, I thought he was
Yeah.
just talking shit.
Of course, when he arrived, he effortlessly cut off Docky's head. It's like you're not an upper rank because you're too easy.
What do you mean?
And then she starts
She starts
bawling.
crying, but like a child, like a brat crying, like oh my god. And then
And then boom, Big Brother.
enter Gyutaro.
A dirt boy.
He comes out of her.
Dirt
It's like,
boy.
oh, this is something else. Like you're the real threat here. And it goes back to Inosuke, who has started copying Tengen. He's like, I'm gonna blah 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 and be flashy about it, that kind of thing.
Zenitsu.
This was a really interesting dynamic, a demon within a demon.
And also,
Demons within demons.
there are people in this room that they're in for a while, and they're just standing there.
Oh, I'm scared.
And I get they're scared, but like, get out of there, you dumb people.
I can't
We
move.
can't.
'Cause
We're part of the plot.
We're not in the budget.
No, literally, that's why. Because he had to move to protect them. That's why they were still there. That's the end of episode 7.
You got 3
Episode
wives.
8. Tengen and Gyutaro start talking, and Gyutaro starts to think of like, look at you. You're so handsome. You're so talented. I hate you.
Become a demon.
Yeah. And Tengen's like, I'm not really talented.
But I
It's
have
just
3
free real
wives.
estate.
Yeah, I got 3 free real estate
You
wives.
get more of Tengen's backstory, and this is what he brings up. He had 9 siblings, and only 2 of them are left, and how the ninja clan, the ninja way of life is very hard,
Yeah.
and he's grown tired of it.
It's
And
diminishing.
it's like kind of funny because his brother's the only one who's like really gone down that road hardcore. Like, fuck you.
Tengen has a flashback to the master of the Demon Slayers accepting him and saying, "Oh, you could be anything you want now. You can be great, Tengen."
I recognize the talent in you.
Yes.
You are very good.
And then the rest of that, a lot of the episodes, just Tengen getting, because like it's alluded to, we've seen some of it. We haven't seen Tengen be able to go full out and be like, "Oh, cool, this is the Hashira." This is cool."
I like his techniques.
So we see a lot of him being cool, and they're fighting between them back and forth. There's a shot in this episode that I hated. It's when like the people are like running away,
Run away.
and it's very bad CGI. I know it's a nitpicking thing, but like I was
I love
watching.
nitpicking.
Hey,
it,
don't
like,
worry. Yeah,
They look terrible in this shot, guys. Like, what?
Don't worry. I was pissed when I saw in Attack on Titan where they were like, "Go on the horse to save the villagers or warn the other village." The whole stampede of horses and stuff. I was all, look at that blobs.
They're getting better with integrating CGI and anime and stuff, but sometimes, like, I know that's a throwaway shot. It's literally just to emphasize people are out of the way now, but like it didn't look as
You know,
good.
you know what you should do? Just put that clip and be go, my leg.
Wait, you're telling me that the Dragon Ball Super movie isn't actually hand animated?
No,
I couldn't tell the difference.
I could tell right away.
I know.
Zenitsu's
Trash.
still sleeping, even though he's jumped into
Trash.
action. And I'm convinced the only reason this is happening is
Hmm.
so he has less dialogue and there's less people to juggle in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So he can just be a body who's there to help slash the sash. And I put here, it just looks good. Like I said, the animation's great.
Oh yeah, this whole fight was really good.
The end with the wife who had been caught before. I'll call her mom wife because she's like the
Mhm.
older, like
Wiser, responsible.
responsible one.
The maternal.
Attacks him with kunai, and some of them hit them, and some of them have
Poison.
Worcestershire sauce on them.
Good juice.
Yes, the
Sunny D.
Worcestershire.
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 Wisteria.
Yeah. Oh, wisteria sauce.
Yes, the flower that hurts demons. And Tengen is the first of them who I feel like, well, besides Shinobu,
It's pretty smart.
who actually is smart and is using weapons with it in it.
I'm just imagining like a bucket full
All
of juice.
of the all of Demon Slayer Corps should have weapons like that. And I get it's like you could probably say, oh well, the flower is actually rare and they don't want to overgrow it or use too much of it. Like I guess, but they never said that. So
Is it rare?
They never said that.
I didn't think it was. I thought they had like whole
Yeah.
forests of it.
But it's like
oh,
if
yeah.
that's the case, like every Demon Slayer should have like their sword coated in it. They have
Yeah.
bombs of it, everything.
That's like their sheath should actually have it coated in wisteria.
Yes, like
and it would help
Shinobu's
them.
is because like imagine fights with demons where it's like you can land a hit on a demon, but it's like you gotta get off the head to kill him. But like imagine if you got a hit and like that's the beginning of their death.
They just need like a big tub of it, and they need to like draw the demons in. Just be like, oh help, help, and then just toss them in, and then they just drown to death. I guess I don't know. I don't know what would happen if you dumped them in like a.
And that's how
tub
that
of it.
episode ends with Gyutaro like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Oh, you guys are really trying hard.
My neck.
Episode 9, flashback to Tengen at his family grave.
Good
At this
sake.
point, I realized there's just too many flashbacks, and that's another shonen trope. Like too many flashbacks, and like
We need backstory.
I know that, but like do it
All in
better
one
than
episode.
like having stuff happen, then flashback, and then flashback.
That's when he's thinking about it.
Flashbacks within flashbacks.
Mom
You
within
life
never
literally-
you never thought about stuff that's happened in your life while you're doing something else.
No, it
That's what a
reeks more
flashback is.
of when you're writing something and you forgot. Oh shit, I didn't explain that, so
Oh.
you insert it there.
Here we go.
That's what it feels like. Not saying that is the case here.
It might be.
While they're visiting the mom wife, I'll call her, literally says,
Mommy.
"Do you still think about your deceased siblings
Yeah, bitch.
as
No.
they're at the grave?"
I do not.
I'm like,
Honey, what the fuck?
what?
What kind of question
Go back
is that?
to current time. Tinkin saves Tanjiro because Tanjiro is trying to get more involved, but he's hurt and all
Yeah.
of that. There's more of just like issues where not issues, but like things where it's like, did you know Tengen loves his wives?
No, I did not know that.
Because he do.
They his honeys.
Really?
It flashbacks again to them talking about like, if once we beat an upper rank demon, that's it. You can retire. We're all gonna just go live off happily.
Because they don't want him to die.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's lots of with multiple things happening at once when Inosuke and Zenitsu are fighting Daki, and then Tanjiro and Tengen are fighting Gotaro.
Yes, which is great.
It is good, but like time is moving weirdly. Like there's a part where like they're like they're trying to cut off Gotaro's head, right? And
Yeah.
Inosuke's watching it, and he's watching this happen for like a minute, and then he's also doing things in that time span. So it's not like he's just in his thoughts. He's
Mhm.
So it's like that's you're handling time weird there.
We have 5 minutes until this planet blows up.
God, yes.
20 episodes later.
We have 5 minutes left until this planet
pretty much
blows
they
up.
realize that Tanjiro has to go over to help them take out Daki and leave Tengen with
Hang loose.
Gutaro. So they create an opening for Inosuke. Inosuke runs right at her, cuts her head off because you need like 2 blades because she can make her neck into the fabric, so it's harder to cut. Inosuke is running away with the head like and this thing.
Actually, that was really interesting because like you think everything's great, like it's all going according to plan.
And then boom.
and then boom, Inosuke is stabbed from behind,
And then
right through the back, through his chest.
He got yep.
And then you look over and you see Tengen is down and he's lost a hand.
and you
And
hear
then
this.
and then the whole place is about to blow, and Zenitsu pushes Tanjiro out of the way, like, look out, and that's how the episode ends.
and then you hear this.
Episode 10.
Is it Peppa Pig?
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit.
Shit.
Episode 10. Tanjiro is in his mind, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for being weak. I'm sorry I let you all down."
Why do you gotta apologize?
And then he envisions Nezuko, and she says a term here that's interesting to me, or someone's like, "We're human, so why should we expect for things to go our way?"
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that is true, but at the same time, like, wow, that's kind of sad when you really think about
That's
it.
deep.
It is sad.
It's deep.
And
Okay, Joe.
you pretty much kind of just like, we got to deal with it and just keep going.
Just
Uh,
Have you taken drugs?
Gutaro
How'd you know?
is mocking him
And
I-
belittling him.
belittling him. He breaks his fingers, which is really not.
Wasn't
can
the
never-
fire just so beautiful?
Yeah,
I
and
really
I put
love.
right after that, it's like, how have no police or firemen showed up?
Well, the whole
No, but-
city's gone.
But
No,
yeah.
just that
A
part. of
good
it.
chunk of the
Well,
city
that
is
would call
gone.
for people from the other parts of the city to come.
Correct, but they're alone at this point.
It's Tokyo, it's huge.
No, it's the entertainment district town.
It's in Tokyo.
Is it?
I don't know for sure, but it might be.
But anyway, it's funny because he's like, is that your real? Where are you? That's my little sister, Nezuko. Of course you can't protect her, you fool. You're weak.
Yeah, just starts
Of course you can't
mocking
protect her, you
him
fool.
brutally.
Well, no, but like the fire, I don't know what this animation company, whatever they are, studio.
Or go donate to the charity.
I don't know how they're
You-
doing it,
Ufotable?
but they're able to make the backgrounds and the fire and the stars and the sky.
They blew the budget.
They all look very realistic
Story about that.
Oh boy.
comparatively to they're able to make it blend.
I was about to say during that whole fight, I feel like that's where the budget was blown.
Like the fire was just fantastic.
Can we go back to the story?
Okay.
Well, this
so,
is the story.
No, you're just talking about the background.
I'm talking about the whole city's on fire. And it's not just anime fire.
This is weird.
It's really good particle effects. It's something I don't think I've seen other anime do. But then again, I haven't watched every anime, so I wouldn't know.
Anyway, to talk about
Huh.
what you're saying about budget, the only reason it brought a story to mind was that when Demon Slayer, particularly the Entertainment District, was coming out, this guy, I think he's a YouTuber, content creator, I don't really know him, put out a tweet saying, "Wow, the budget for Demon Slayer is must be huge. It looks amazing." And
What are you talking about? What's his name? Connor?
yes,
Sea Dog?
Oh,
Yeah.
see, dog. That's my guy.
Anyway, he
you
put
know
out
what you're
that
talking about.
tweet, and he got flack from a particular guy saying, "That's not how animation works. The budget doesn't matter."
It does.
Which, like, it's
Budget does play.
it somewhat matters.
They don't
It just
pay
depends-
anybody.
It depends on the thing.
What budget?
It depends. Well, if you, specifically like in anime, it's not so much the budget because, like you said, they do not pay the animators very much.
Correct.
So it's more about the quality of their skill and their techniques, and it's the amount of animators is more important. Is bigger than the actual budget, like impact for the animation.
Yeah.
But anyway, he got a lot of flack for it. That just made me think of it. And
That's weird.
well, it was like a flack of flack. So like he made that tweet,
Just an innocent
and,
tweet.
and someone commented back like very snarky and angry, like that's not how animation works. I guess it's a guy who actually is in animation.
Educate me.
And then, well, you could say that, but then like he said something very snarky back, and then Sea Dog said something back. I don't know exactly what, but then like the guy, of
he
course,
said, she said.
because this guy, Sea Dog, has somewhat of a following.
Yeah.
People saw that and started like dogpiling on that guy who said something to him. And
No,
then
you-
people got mad
no,
at Sea Dog saying, "Oh, you sicked these people on him."
No.
And I guess that guy who initially made that comment, like either like deleted his Twitter or something, or said something like, "I've been getting death threats."
Bye bye.
Well, it's
Well,
never good to be crazy about it, but like I guess that's just like the thing that we're getting off topic again. But like if you have like a following online, like you're a content creator,
Yeah.
and
Teach us.
it's a weird thing where it's like you could say something about anything, like you say something positive about Demon Slayer, and then you have the ability to get more people into it because you have influence.
Uh-huh.
But like if you say something negative about anyone, it's like you're dogpiling on them. You're saying,
No.
"Go my minions, attack them," but like, you're not really
No.
saying that. But like, you're still expected to have the responsibility of understanding. Like you can't say anything bad about people because you
Your
have a
words
following.
matter.
Because if you do, then you can have people going off. Even if you denounce what they're doing, it's still going to happen. So it's still your fault. So I'm just like, that's such a weird dynamic. That's such a
But here's the thing.
can't win situation.
If you're wrong, then everybody has the right to tell you that you are.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
And that was like the main argument for the most
Facts.
part against that guy. I was like, okay, then educate us. You don't have to be snarky about it and
Yeah.
like be angry. And his response was like, "Well, I'm sick of people not understanding,"
Been educate
Well,
us.
because nobody knows.
and that kind of thing. But
Nobody's
anyway, that's like
behind
a
the
sidetrack
curtain.
that
We don't know.
another story attached
Well,
to.
all I was
Anyway,
gonna
back to,
say is I just appreciate the effects, and that was it. That was all I was saying.
the animation. Anyway, the guy was like, "You can't protect your sister." Fool."
Yes, he's mocking him. He's down on the ground.
Oh.
But it was all a distraction. Tanjiro still had a plan. He lured him. He grabbed one of the kunai. He stabbed him in the leg.
He threw up a sack of rice crackers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He distracted him. He had a plan. He stabbed him in the leg with a kunai that has the
Good
poison
plan.
on it. He starts hurting him. He starts using some breathing technique. He's trying to take off his head.
And then he thinks about
Then he
him,
gets stabbed right through the.
Not yet, almost.
and then he starts to realize that's him.
Tanjiro starts to the beginning of Tanjiro starts emphasizing, well, has empathy for the demon siblings. He's like, "Oh well,
I could have been.
that could have been us. I couldn't get where they're coming from, at least a bit."
Well, yeah, because he spent like a good 15 minutes talking him down.
Yeah.
Or talking down to him.
Yeah. Right then, of course, at the perfect timing, Tengen and Zenitsu get up. And they start the fight again. And then Tanjiro gets stabbed through the chin, which is like a great
Ouch.
shot and a great like. You can't just like keep slashing him across the chest all the time. You want to get new cool injuries, and that's one where it's like, yeah, you can get hit there and you cannot die.
That
Even though
would
he
hurt.
has like the sickle coming out of his own mouth, it's like, oh, that's like really cool.
He's gonna be talking like this.
And in the sub, I don't know how the dub hasn't come out for it yet, but in the sub, it's Tanjiro says as he's getting angry again with the thing in his mouth, he's like, "I'm so going to behead you," which is just like a weird wording of it. I'm sure that's essentially what he says. It's just like, "I'm so gonna behead you, man." That
Like, come
kind
on,
of the vibe.
fool. You put a hole down to my mouth. fool.
Inosuke gets up, and I think Inosuke surviving is the most BS of all of them.
Armor plot.
It's just a bit like
No, that was that. Yeah,
I,
that
I've
was actually
shifted
the
my
biggest.
eternal organs, and I'm like,
No,
I'll give
No.
you dislocating your joints because that's something some people can actually do. You can't like pull your heart to the side. And again, I do realize this is a shonen anime with magical bullshit going on,
breathing.
but it's like
I used my breathing.
that's
to shift
too
my
much.
organs.
Like what I thought was going to happen because when Inosuke is first stabbed and he falls to the ground, Tanjiro is far away. And he says, "What happened to Inosuke? It's so dark I can't see." I thought it was what was originally going to happen when I first read it. It was like, oh, it was going to turn out he wasn't hit dead center. Like it's Tanjiro thought he was, but he wasn't because like a lot of times they have that fake out in lots of stuff. Well, it's like
yeah.
from the point of view of like the character.
My heart's on the other side.
They think
Ah.
something's happening, but it's not actually happening. But they'll still show it happening, but that's not how it happened.
Mm,
If that makes sense.
Yes,
mhm.
sir.
And then of course they're both attacking them at the same time,
Oh no.
and it's big and epic, and there's a double decapitation. But then like,
Well, because that's the only way to defeat them.
yeah, and you think it's over, and like their heads rolled next to each other, and then Tanjiro's hurting because he's using the technique too much. And he's like, oh,
He's like,
and then like Tengen's trying to say something to him, and then he's like, oh, it's not over yet, and there's a big explosion, like boosh, and then it's a cool transition because the cliffhanger like just bleeds into the credits.
Oh, yeah, that was
Like there was just the shot of like the ruined city, and then the credits just started rolling with the song. So,
Oh,
like,
did you? I like the end credit of that one.
it was okay.
It was like he's all like Tanjiro couldn't talk. He's all no, he's like, I'll talk for you.
Oh yeah.
You got the head of a boar. It's like it's all. My mom had a strong forehead too. Well, I heard stories that she headbutted a young boar once.
And then to
It
show
was
the
a
board,
nose. It was a nose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Episode 11. Let's see if my voice can keep up.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
No.
I'll explain for you.
Uh-huh.
So pretty much, there was-
Nezuko wakes up, or
Wakey.
waking him up.
Wait,
Tanjiro-
And she's very small and very cute. Zenitsu finally wakes up. And Tengen's lying there thinking he's going to die. He's trying to give his last words, but his wife is crying hysterically. I call her baby wife because she's a baby.
baby wife.
Yeah, it's mom wife, Tom
Baby honey.
girl wife, and baby wife.
Yes,
Could you
the
say
tropes.
tomboy?
The trope.
Tomboy.
Sisters. Well, are they sisters?
No,
No,
No.
They just
As
came
far-
from the clan.
they came from the
They're in
Ninja
the
Clan.
clan.
The clan of ninjas. They came from
Honeys
But
of
then
the clan.
Nezuko
I
comes
think-
over because
I think
her
they're-
fire can burn.
the poison.
It only burns things from demons, so she can set someone on fire and it burns all the poison in their body. So she heals Tengen,
and then
then
baby mama. And baby's wife is all, what did you do?
Yes,
How did you do
I'm
it?
going to spank you.
Yeah.
She says, "Oh, that's funny." Tanjiro is then Nezuko starts carrying him around, and Tanjiro collects some blood to send back to I can't remember her name, but you know who,
The good demon.
which is
lady.
weird because you think that would fade because that was the whole problem. So I don't know why there's blood of them
They
still
can collect
there.
it because there's magic.
Yeah, because didn't he have to collect it when they were alive?
He immediately collected it. 'Cause it
But they're
fades.
dying.
They
It would
are,
fade.
but they didn't die yet.
Once the head is cut, they start to fade.
It
And the head was
starts,
already
But
cut.
he can go.
Unless that's blood that came out before they were cut, I guess. That'd be the only way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The way.
And then it cuts back to the demon siblings, and they're yelling at each other as heads. They're literally arguing heads. And then it goes to their backstory.
Sad backstory.
It's a sad backstory.
I was a filthy boy.
I was a bum.
I was a
filthy
bomb.
boy.
But my
But I
sister
had-
was
but
We
I-
lived in the
filthy
poor
boy.
part of the entertainment district, and I was diseased and filthy and dirty and ugly, and I had nothing, and I was beaten by my mother, and
I was
I'm like-
smoking the weed.
no, you're smoking that new Pokemon.
And then like one
But then like my mom had another kid. It's just my sister, and she's beautiful, and like she's gonna be our way out of here.
It's okay. I got that weed cat.
And
I
it's
found
just,
crack.
and then the sister,
Gets brutally.
she stabbed a samurai in the in the
Aye.
eye,
And the
Yeah.
ass, I think you were gonna say
And
ass.
And the ass.
And she got burnt.
as he's working as a debt collector, and kind of like they're trying
Yeah.
to make it together.
Well, and I like the fact that he's like that's like his calling. I guess it's like, well, I'm ugly, so people fear me. I'd rather have people fear me than.
Yeah, he starts to embrace it. He starts to like that. He
pretty
grosses
cool.
people out.
It's an interesting
And then
take.
that samurai, let's be real, is probably a pedophile, and that's why that happened.
reminded
They
me
don't
of someone-
say it, but that's what that happened. The crime of stabbing the samurai's eye out. They burn her alive, and he comes back just in time to see her what he thinks is dead, but then she's barely alive. And I got like the Silent Hill movie vibes, if you remember that.
Which one?
I don't think I've seen it.
The Silent Hill movie?
Yeah,
Really?
really.
That's
Wait,
one.
I know you've seen the second one.
It's only 2.
I know.
No?
Anyways, in the Silent Hill movie, there's a little girl who's burnt alive, but she's still
Oh,
alive.
I know what you're
I don't
talking
remember
about.
She's
which-
completely charred. She's black.
I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about Origins for a second.
No, the movie that came out.
Well, I mean, it happens in Silent Hill Origin too.
Yeah, because they retract, right? Anyway, she's a burnt husk, and he's carrying her around.
I'm a husk.
And he's like, no one will help us because no one cares because
And then
we are
she-
street rats.
Didn't it show him killing them?
You're getting too far.
He's going around, and then he gets sliced from the back, and it's a samurai. He's like, oh, is that the guy? And the girl's like, yes, thank you for getting rid of them. They're awful. And then he just like awakens and kills the lady and kills the samurai, and then he's like, ugh, and he's happy about it. And he's carrying her around, and he collapses, and they're about to die in the street, and then someone is there.
Beauty man.
And then they didn't give his name, and when they showed him in the back, he's the former upper six.
Hmm.
And so he's like, oh, you should become a demon. And then the guy's, I mean,
What choice do you
what,
have?
either
in
that or die.
situation?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Some people would choose death, but
Let me bless you with
and
the
then they
blood.
become demons, and then he has a pointy thing where he's like, I don't regret anything with me because I was always going to be a demon, but like I do kind of regret that she became one.
Mm-hmm.
And so they
Say their piece.
he realizes that he's the reason. Like she could have been. He thinks about what her life could have been and how she could have been somebody, and she could have had a family, and she could have have class. I could have been someone. I could have been contender. He when they're in, I presume like the
Limbo?
corridor between hell.
Corridor.
Yes. He like she's there and he's there. And he's like, oh, don't follow me anymore. I'm not gonna be with you anymore. But she refuses.
It's like, is it because of what I said? So I'm a sore loser.
I'm sorry. I'm weak.
It was my fault.
It was
we
my
lost.
fault. We lost.
I'm glad that Tanjiro stopped them from fighting each other.
Yes.
I don't care how screwed up they are.
Dude, they're
Because
fucked.
because he's
Tanjiro
he-
got the magic touch.
no, not,
You got the
he's
touch.
good at realizing that
Must-
there are things you shouldn't do and you can't be forgiven for, but he has empathy for the situations. Even though he didn't know exactly what the situation was, he can ascertain like it's really just you two against the whole world, isn't it? And so it would be really sad if you both lost each other.
Well, I mean, they did.
Well, they went to hell together. She went with him.
Yeah, that was
And-
interesting.
And then you got Tanjiro getting carried around by Nezuko.
And
That's
they're
cool.
all and then the master hears the word that they've killed an upper six and he's
Great
like,
news.
"Oh, that's great news.
Faith has changed destiny.
This is the catalyst. This generation will make change.
And then,
I'm coming for you, Mugen.
and then Lord Tenyo's like, I'm retiring.
Yeah, I'm done.
And the harsh girl, what's that one's name?
I don't remember his name.
Oh, dang it.
He's the snake one.
And then he's like,
Snake Hashira.
I'm sure his name has Hebe in it.
and he's
That's
like, you
snake.
can't
Heavy
retire.
Hashira.
You gotta do it.
I'm
And
looking
the
it
master
up.
will be pleased. He's all, we got more people. What was he saying? What was he saying? Like,
They
we
couldn't
got
afford
more potential to become Hashira.
because they're all dying all so easily.
And then like he's the one you hate survived. Tanjiro Kumo, he survived. That bitch.
That was actually.
Obanai
I like it.
Iguru.
Iguru?
Iguro.
Iguru.
And yeah, it cuts back to the homies, the Tanjiro and Zenitsu and Inosuke and Nezuko, and they're all crying because like, oh, we all made it,
Yeah.
and that's roll credits, literally.
Beautiful moment.
There you go, and that is the end of the entertainment district.
No, what's next?
The
Blacksmith.
blacksmith village arc.
They announced it.
Yeah.
Are they gonna do 2 or are they gonna just do that one?
think they're gonna
Because they
do-
got to do that one. Then they got to do the Infinite Castle.
Oh, we're gonna get that far pretty quickly, huh?
And then after that's the final battle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Demon Slayer is relatively short. The manga only ran for like 4 years.
And it only has like
Wow.
240 chapters.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they get through pretty quickly. Then that
Like
means we're
23
gonna.
volumes.
Well, because they're not have to make fillers.
That means some stuff's about to happen.
They're
They're
coming for
gonna
Tanner's
get
booty.
rid of all the upper sixes pretty quickly. Then.
Well, there's just to let you know there's gonna be a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Flashbacks within flashbacks
So,
within flashbacks.
Ah.
like I said, that is collectively what is, I guess, being labeled as Demon Slayer Season 2, which is those 2 arcs.
Pretty good. My review of it.
And if you guys want to talk about how you feel, and I'll rest my voice a little bit.
Okay, I'll tell you how I feel. Okay, what I think it was a good. I mean, I liked the story a little bit. I mean, it progressed a lot, but there's so much ass pulling in that part.
Get used to it.
I know. I already got used to it. I finished it.
Yeah, we all know what happens.
Well,
Well, I'm telling anyone who's,
I don't.
we won't spoil anything, but
I'll tell
I'm sure you can see, you have the wherewithal to realize just the amount of ass
Let
pulling
me guess.
that will happen.
They're going to beat the upper sixes. They're going to find Muzan, especially if there's an Infinite Castle arc where they actually go in. They find a lady that goes, "Dang." They probably kill her too. And then they find Muzan, and they beat his ass.
Well, I mean, like also
And
like
that's it. And
well,
then,
I
of course,
mean, like-
Muzan has sad backstory. Tanjiro's like, head pat before he dies. And then it's
well, I'll
like,
just say this.
I'm a boss.
No, Muzan turns out to be Nezuko's real father.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, I'll just say this.
Why?
That
I mean, technically.
online.
That's what I thought for a while, actually.
Interesting.
That was my little fan theory.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my child. That's my bastard child.
It's my bastard. Anyway, what you were saying?
No, I shouldn't say.
I value your opinion.
No, it's pretty much spoiling territory.
Oh, well, then shush.
Well, I mean, it's like what's gonna happen to characters is like.
Well, let me
gonna
tell you, Muzan doesn't die.
Character,
God dang.
character development.
Character development. He joins.
I've changed.
He's changed. He joins the demon arc.
No, it's like the X-Men comics.
He
Because like
just walks into the
there's a
sun.
part in the X-Men comics where Professor X passes away, but he made amends with Magneto, and then
Oh.
Magneto takes over the X-Men.
You are now my.
It's like the Master's
X-Man.
gonna die, and then Muzan's gonna take over the Demon Slayer.
But
Corps.
how can he? He's the one that's making the demons.
Correct. Well, that's how he keeps
This
it
is how
going.
we get business, guys. I'm gonna make the demons. You go out and kill them, and then we profit.
Yeah.
That's
It
like
was-
that's like
good.
slurm.
It's like setting a fire and being the fireman, man.
You know, though, that fire is so pretty.
We didn't start the fire.
We don't know what we're gonna review next. If someone listening has the request, we might do it.
Hey man, you know what? These guys, you should make them do something they don't like reviewing. They hate harems, so recommend a harem.
What?
Okay.
I'm gonna see this now. I'm
But we
bailing
already
if that's
watched.
an
We
option.
already watched the harem
Oh,
anime.
you can handle it.
Guys, we just watched one.
Oh, you talking
Well,
about?
He had his 3 honeys.
Well,
It's
it's
not
already
the focus.
established.
It's a harem.
They're gonna move to Utah too.
Why Utah?
Why Utah? Because there's rocks.
Mormons.
Oh, so they'd be welcome.
Yes.
We are
You-
ninjas.
But you did.
I
you
mean,
accept
Utah in
us?
1912 might not be the most accepting of Japanese people. But
Hello.
I mean, what could have possibly happened in that timeline?
I don't know. They have more babies. That's it.
Enter the Shinobi way,
The Shinobi way.
and then he's the start of Naruto.
Mormon Shinobi.
He starts
Is this a
Naruto.
thing? Are there any
That's the
Mormons out there that like being ninjas?
what?
Are there any Mormons out there that enjoy being ninjas?
Yeah, Naruto.
How? I'm sure, but
That'd be his descendants then.
yeah.
That'd be interesting.
The Tanner descendants.
Yeah. So
Okay, I think we're about time for final thoughts.
It was good.
Carlos.
Carlos, you go first.
It was good.
I'm the Demon Slayer simp. You're really gonna ask me?
What?
I said I'm the Demon Slayer simp. So you're really gonna ask me?
Okay, then you can go last.
Oh, what you
Ramiro,
mean?
you next.
Oh, I already said my piece.
Oh, you good? Then?
yeah, I'm good.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, he's good.
I give
No.
this a 7 out of 10.
Just to start my thoughts, I think 8 out of 10 is good.
Okay.
It is really good. If Demon Slayer, is another one of those where it's like it's quintessentially shonen, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. There are things that annoy me about it. There is ass pulling. There's going to be more, but it's one of those things where it's like you just have to live with it. But I do think sometimes it can be too egregious. Like you said, it looks nice. It's a nice little arc that's wrapped up. It advances the story. It's not something like nothing's happening kind of thing. And
Ninja rats.
yeah, I liked it, and it was good. And I think that's about it.
We forgot somebody.
No,
No,
that
we're
was-
saving him for last.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
it. It's the time.
okay. I give this
The ninja rats out of ninja rats.
10 ninja rats out of 10 ninja rats. No, I'll give it.
That's who you guys should cosplay as.
Ninja rats.
Both of you can be the ninja rats, the muscular mice.
You just stuff balloons in your shirt.
No.
I give it a 9.5.
Out of what?
10.
50. It's like that's pretty low.
I can't wait
9.5
for
out of
the
10.
others to be animated, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Again, that's the Demon Slayer season 2 for you. We're gonna be at Anime in Mexico. We're doing 2 panels. Please come out. We'd love
Mhm.
to have fun with you and do all that goodness.
Why do you gotta make it dirty,
Square up to
bro?
the music. We'll have small prizes and large prizes.
Just thinking about how much fun
We'll
we're
have
gonna
a
have.
smosical again.
Wait, what?
A smosical.
A small Nezuko.
Yes.
Okay. It was a
You
small.
you need to get a shakaroni.
Yeah,
No.
chacaroni.
They don't have them anymore.
Well,
you can still ask for it.
I'm gonna go get some Sunny D
Just
though,
get the equivalent.
and they better have tiny versions
You know
of it.
what?
I'm not
You-
gonna get a jug of that shit.
No.
Get a jug.
No.
No.
This is
Get
what
the
we're gonna
jug.
do.
I don't want
Get
no
the
cups.
jug.
No, look. If you could tell,
Ass
you know, if you've seen
What?
if they listen to this podcast before they go to the panel, we should just have a jug of fucking Sunny D in the front and just be like,
I'm gonna get the bottles.
If you get this reference, you get the gold star.
yes, you get a gold star and you get a little prize. I just get it.
We should give him a prize.
Yeah, a little
A
prize.
Demon Slayer prize.
You better be careful, or we'll add Sunny D to the triple shake.
Oh yeah.
Nobody knows what that is.
So the
We
triple
know.
shake, the triple shake is that Tanner wants. What was he complaining? Like, what was he complaining?
I can't even remember how it came to be.
because he
but-
was like tired or like he just watched
Oh,
this-
we were eating like at the Super Bowl or something, and he was just like, "Oh, I'm so full," and us just joking around with him, like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Whataburger, and we're gonna make you eat some more." He's like, "No, why would you do that?" Like, "Oh, we're gonna do it anyway." And like we thought of like what's something terrible to make him eat that would just like be wow. And we thought of what we call the triple shake, and that's literally a triple with everything on it,
triple water,
Or
triple
cheese,
water,
everything
triple
on it.
cheese.
Triple with
Uh,
cheese.
thrown into a blender with one of their shakes, a flavor of his choice. He says vanilla.
And you gotta drink it
Completely blended up, and then you gotta drink all of it
one day.
for some reason, just because.
Yeah.
I think he was gonna pop like a balloon.
It's just a stupid
Yep.
inside joke between us.
The triple
But
shakes.
We got plenty of those.
yeah, I think that's it then.
That is it.
All right.
Oh wait, did we say we're
Well-
gonna throw in fries in that triple shake?
I mean, I guess
We
we
are
could.
now.
It's part of the meal.
And then the onion rings.
Oh,
No.
God.
Oh,
Onion-
chicken
I would
ring.
Okay,
not.
okay, that's enough.
I would not.
Thank you
That
for
makes me
listening.
sick.
Chicken.
We're the Shower Productions. It's been that Shower Productions anime podcast. I am Matt.
I am Carlos.
I'm Tanner.
And Tanner's gonna go like this, drinking it. Tasty. I'm Ramita, by the way.
Sign off. Sign
Say
us off.
goodbye.
I did.
Yeah,
No.
he set this up.
No,
What does it do it again?
you always say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Farewell.
I'll
Good
be
friends,
the same.
goodbye.